doesn't matter. It's in the past, you can't change it. Mother loved you so much that she gave you up. Maybe you're lucky, maybe you're much better off. You live with a complete stranger called mom. You also live with a guy who's not your dad. Maybe they love you like you were their own, but you'll never know, 'cause they never tell if they don't. Adoption blues weighs in on you. No one to love you the way a real mother can. No one to talk to. Nobody understands. What does it feel like to be unwanted and unloved? Somewhere in the world, some stranger is your real mom. You've never met the dude who is your actual dad. Maybe one day you will meet them both for lunch, and just to be nice, they'll politely say, "This was fun, we should keep in touch." A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I got something to say to you. Life is full of disappointments, no matter what you do. It's true, and nobody can rescue you, because life is hard. And if you are smart, you will know you won't amount to much. So few people ever do. What makes you think that you're so special too? You're really not that special, you're just you.
Twitch, come on, Twitch, let's go. What's going on, Twitch? What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. Welcome, welcome, welcome to a very special edition of KO Comedy. That's right, you guys. Tonight, we are fundraising. That's right, it's happening. You guys, LA's insane right now. We have a lot of friends. We have a lot of family that are hurting, that are trying to recover. So tonight, you guys, we want to give them the gift of laughter. That's right. It is going down. There it is. You guys, check it out. Tonight, we are going to go ahead. We're going to try to raise a little bit of support for the LA Mission California Fire Foundation and Palisades High. Palisades High has been absolutely devastated. It's insane, you guys. It's crazy. I'm sure everybody is aware as to what has been happening the last, it's been not even 2 weeks, right? It's insane. So you guys, we have a special show for you today. Before we get the show going, welcome. I am your tech tonight. I'm Annie Dies a Lot, and I'm just here to let you guys know what you can do to help this show. And the very first thing is, if you are here in the Zoom room, now is a very nice time to go ahead, turn on those mics and those cameras. Totally helps if the comedians feel like they're not performing into a void. That's right. It helps a lot. That being said, we are aware this is the internet. We know it. Sometimes anonymity is what you want. That's okay. We respect that. That being said, look at the bottom of your Zoom screen, okay? You're going to see a button that says reactions. We all know you like to hit buttons. Push that one. Hit it. Push that button. You're going to find a bunch of little emojis that will go ahead and reflect what you're feeling. Go ahead, stamp them real hard. Push those buttons. Let us know how you're feeling. It definitely helps. You guys, like I said, we are supporting some wildfire funds tonight, and you can donate. We're not asking for your money for us. We want you guys to help us uplift our friends and family down in LA. The best way you can do it, you guys, is right here. Like I said, you can send donations to paypal.me/Zemneckis KA. That's right. I'll be dropping that in the chat and on my screen all night, so you can link it easily. Definitely go send those funds. And you guys, when you send those funds, I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna give you a shout out when you do so. Oh yeah, that's right. Fun fact today, you guys, is Dolly Parton's birthday. Come on.
Nice.
Yes, it's Dolly Parton's birthday.
Amazing.
Dolly Parton's birthday. For every donation we get, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna attach your name to a different picture of Dolly Parton's magnificent face. It is happening. It's happening. So let's see how many Dolly Partons we can get up on the board tonight. I'm excited to see how that goes. So let's make it happen. And let's see, there's really, oh, yes, you guys also, I'm going to go ahead. We got some really amazing comedians for you tonight. I'm going to go ahead and flash all of their Instagram handles while they're performing. So go ahead, give them all a follow, because you can help their algorithms out, you guys. You can also see if they have new content. If they're going to be in a city near you, go ahead, give them a follow. And let's see, anything else that you guys can do. Oh, I know, Twitch, you guys, thank you so much for all the Twitchers out there. We appreciate all of you guys. If you guys want to go ahead and talk to the world's worst comedian, Laughing Larry, he is in the chat right now. He is in the chat. Laughing Larry AI. You just leave a comment followed by Laughing Larry AI. You got to have that somewhere in the comment. He will respond, and he is going to suck. He is the worst. Have fun.
Kind of mean.
Well, he's AI. He's trying. He's coming for your job. He's not me. We need to bully him into our submission.
Oh yeah, fuck him then. I thought it was an actual guy.
He's not real. He's not real. He's AI. He is the worst. But yes, you can play with him. Like for instance, right now he says, "Hey there, you beautiful bunch of misfits. It's your favorite lounge lizard, Laughing Larry, coming at you with a voice like gravel and a heart full of bad decisions. Grab a drink, light up a smoke, and let's dive into the dumpster fire of life together. Who's ready to laugh at the absurdity of it all?" He's not that great. He doesn't seem to realize that he's not real people.
This guy sounds like he like just went to a bunch of kids' parties and took notes.
Basically,
Like, all right, what's the clown doing?
He went to a bunch of kids' parties drunk. So this is his interpretation.
I mean, that's
Like
the
I
only
said,
reason he
taking
gets
notes on the
invited
birthday
is to get
clown.
drunk, right?
He's the worst. He's the worst. So you guys, everybody, enjoy Laughing Larry. Also, you guys, after this show is over, we are back to our regularly scheduled programming. That's right. It is going down right after this show. You guys, we have got KO Comedy with Casey McNeil going down. Danny Bazingas will be there, Sherry Lidnick, Brian Kelly, Laura Euphoria, and Jerry Hodges. And I'll be sticking around too. So come on through. It's going to be a good time. And let's see. Oh, only one thing left. Only one thing left, you guys. Let's enjoy the show. It's going to be great. All right. That's enough of me. Let's get into like what the comedians can do. Let's bring them up, you guys. You have a great host. She put this whole thing together, so absolutely give a massive round of applause for her. We could not do this without her. You guys, it's Kelly Zemnickis.
I did start applauding for my own name. It's fine. I have a lot of confidence of self. I can applaud myself. It is good. Yeah, please do support our algorithms because I'm getting older and my algorithms need all the support they can get. So please, that would be nice. Based on Annie's description, I think I've dated Laughing Larry. I think a few of us here have. I think we have all dated that guy. But I'm really grateful that you are all here tonight. I am doing dry January, so I picked a dry white wine. That's how that works, right?
Good.
Dry January. Have you met this year? I am not drinking. Yeah, this year's wild. We're what, 19 days in? I feel like 2025, and also just in general, this decade so far, kind of feels like you go to, a shop and you try on this great outfit and you're all like sparkly and shimmery and you're like, I'm rocking this 2025 cocktail dress. I look enormous. And then you take it home and you're like, it's Paisley? Where did this Velcro come from? Final sale? There's no return. You're going to like your Paisley silvery dress. This is the vibe of this year. I don't know, very like apocalyptic energy. Like, what brings us all here tonight are these awful fires that have been happening out in LA, but just in general, overall, there's very apocalyptic vibes. And I've watched enough Walking Dead in my life that I know I would not survive the zombie apocalypse. I would not, because I have low iron and anxiety. So I would not. If you need a team leader, I'm not your girl. I will be the first to be eaten. And I don't think I'm a healthy choice because, again, very low iron, friends. Very, very low iron. I won't be of any help. I really do appreciate you all being here tonight and donating. We are just, as of right now, and we'll do totals as the night goes on. As of right now, we have raised $475, which is incredible. So ourselves a round of applause. If we can hit 500, that would be amazing. And beyond. And I will say that if anyone knows, if you donate on Eventbrite, they do eat a bit of money. I'm going to make sure that is matched. So we give what the number says right now in my computer.
Hey.
So there we go. Yeah. So we'll help out as we can. Trying to be helpful, friends. I'm trying to be helpful. I'm in a pretty good mood, I have to say, because I do have my own Happy Meal. I don't know if anyone has heard. Yeah, I do. Yeah. It's very easy to make at home yourself if you want. You just need to buy some chicken McNuggets and a bottle of wine. Yeah, it's not yet. It's not yet been approved by McDonald's. It's more of just a Happy Meal. But it's fine. It's fine. They don't need to know. I do what I can, everyone. We're trying to get through this year, friends. It's a bit nuts. As I say, we're only like 19 days into the year, and in the past year, I've had quite a lot of hospital visits, which has not been very fun, but either for myself or for family members. It's been crazy. And no matter how many times I have been at the hospital in the past 365 days, I have still not learned that the nurses at the check-in desk don't need to hear your new jokes. They don't. They really, that is the problem. I live in Toronto in Canada. That is the problem with free healthcare. They don't have to laugh. If I was paying, they'd laugh. It's been hard. Yeah, it's been tough. Yeah, nobody wants to hear the material. I was at the hospital a couple of weeks ago. I had some surgery. I'm doing okay. But when they checked me in, the nurse said, "Do you have any loose teeth?"
Huh?
Yeah, and
What?
I said to her, "Not yet." I threw in the shoulder shrug as a bit of an extra. She was like, "Ma'am, stop. Just stop." And also, if you're getting your blood taken anytime soon, if anyone asks you if you might be pregnant, they do not like the answer. I hope not. They don't. Like, we don't need that, ma'am. You know? Oh my goodness. I am fastly approaching my 47th year on the planet, and I'm trying to be in my best shape going into my next decade. It's more though like I'm fit adjacent, really. You know, trying like fit adjacent, fit-ish is my vibe right now. You know, it's kind of like that. I'm trying. But I'm trying to stay youthful despite the struggles with losing weight. I've got an imaginary friend. I still do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Her name is Susie. AKA my metabolism. Yeah. And they say youth is wasted on the young. Also wasted on the young is Susie. Yeah, she's going by Susan now. By the way, everyone, she's going by Susan now. And if I am being frank, she is lazy. She's very really not pulling her weight around her. She's not. If I can impart the kids with anything, appreciate your metabolism while you have it, friends. Appreciate. If I can teach you anything, it will be that. All right. Are we ready to get the party started? I think I've warned you. I've not worn you out, but I've warmed you up. I will drink more wine as the night goes on. We are going to get started, keeping it in Canada on this side of the border. We're still two separate countries, everyone. It's going to stay that way. But we are going to get it started with a dear friend of mine. I am so glad he is here. He has a really cool podcast, by the way, called Generation Dan. Co-hosts that with another guest who's on the show tonight, so you should check it out. Please give it up for Dino.
Fun. That's my name's there and everything is so fancy. Also, does anyone else realize that Kelly's name for put the big thing back up? It says her rap name is Zem Nikki Ska. It's not because it's
My paper.
I'm like, that's a fair, I'm like, that's your rap name. It's very clearly right? I always like doing stuff with Kelly because she always will intro me and I'll just be like, I hope she's talking about me because it sounds really interesting. I'm not interesting. I'm very boring. I tell people, I'm like, I use these short bursts of I'm a very positive person and very show person. Then I need to go take a nap because I'm a fat guy in my heart of hearts. Like I'll never I had somebody try and tell me ways to lose weight. So for anyone who doesn't know, so I've lost 250 pounds. Thank you. I used to be two fat people. Now I'm just one fat person. I feel very fancy. It's weird because this is the thing is what works for me because like I don't understand what the word portion control is, and I'm like, portion is how much I can eat. They're like, no, you're only supposed to have a small portion. I'm like, I don't know what that means. Everything about me is huge. This doesn't work. So, I'm like, my options are I'm going to eat or I'm not going to eat, and I'll tell you, my fat ass is packing it on during the winter. My wife bought me a bunch of new clothes, and I feel like she bought the wrong size or everything's slim fit just to try and keep me losing weight, which I'm like, I feel like she's gaslighting me a little bit. She's Chinese, so I'm like, she's definitely a spy. There's no question there. She's got fine. No, lately me and her have been fighting a lot. We've been having a lot of things going on. So when I know I have the upper hand, but now she's being sneaky, what I start doing is just start moving stuff to higher shelves throughout the house. And then I also hide the little step ladders because there's nobody in this house that I can't wear as a backpack. Everybody's very small. Yeah. Like the hard part is like, because you're supposed to test, if you live with someone, you're supposed to test out is if they can carry you out of your living area if you were to be unconscious. And like for my whole life, I've realized that if I'm unconscious, I'm just going to die there. That's all that's going to happen. Well, this is the thing is that, like, it's weird. I'm like, I've lost an entire person worth of fat, yet there's still things that I don't fit to go on. I didn't get on the Harry Potter ride at Universal Studios when I went to LA. I don't even know what's going to be there next time I go. It's very traumatic, very emotional. And I asked them, I'm like, can you just push down? They're like, we're not allowed to. I'm like, stop being a bitch, just push down. And they're like, it's not your belly, it's your shoulders. I'm like, because I'm a man. This is bullshit. Weird. See, I'm regretting certain times. Like right now, it's very cold, and now, like, this is the second year of my adult life that I've been under 300 pounds during the wintertime. And I'll tell you, it's cold. It's very cold. It's the same thing. Only one year I made the mistake of shaving off my beard in the wintertime. And then I went outside for a smoke and I was like, oh, my face. And it was and that's the thing is I just had like, 16 layers of extra skin. And now I'm down to like 4 layers of extra skin. And it's cold. It's very cold. My wife is trying to teach me how to layer clothing. And I'm like, I have clothing that fits and then clothing that doesn't fit. That's all. Those are the two different. I tried to give away some of my old t-shirts and they thought they were tablecloths. I feel bad because like that's a lot of material and it was a funny shirt. But now it's going to be somebody's breakfast. Like they're going to eat some cereal and then they're going to be like, oh, it's a funny fucking tablecloth. And I'm like, I mean, it's okay. You kind of figure it out. Yeah. I have been, this is the thing is too, when I was over 500 pounds, right? Like right now I'm a very modest 270 pounds, which I know a lot of you are like, that's still very fat. I'm aware. I'm very clear on that. Like I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm not in good shape. It's like I was one big circle. Now I'm some reasonably elongated circles, but some still very round, which is a little tricky. But it's nice to sit on a chair and say, I might not break this. It's nice. It's comfortable. At the same time, though, I always liked going into somebody's home and like I would kind of watch them like a spy, like as I get closer to furniture to see their reaction if they were okay with me sitting on it. And every once in a while, their eyes would go a little crazy because there's something that you're like, well, technically, like maybe a child could sit on it, but it's not really for sitting. It's more for decoration. And I would just hone in on that and just be like, maybe I could sit there. And they're just like, don't break my stuff. And I'm like, it's just stuff, you loser. Come on. It's just disappointing. It's one of those things where I'm like, I know that if I walk into a dark alley, I'm going to be the scariest thing in the dark alley. I went to a rap party with a bunch of young people, and we went to a traditional, a very like university pub type place. And I walked in and I was like, I'm too old to be here. This is not, I shouldn't, my face says I shouldn't be allowed here. Like I should be like a supervisor or something, And interestingly enough, I was worried because when I was big, people would just get out of my way because they thought I was like Kirby from the video game. So I could just like, and I would just, eat you whole, just disappear on my way. So I was worried because now I'm like, there's a lot of young people and they're drinking and stuff. And I'm not as big as I used to be. So maybe I'll find a way to get through. But sure enough, people were very accommodating. And I figured out, my wife explained, she has perfected what's called a resting bitch face. So she has zero emotion because what people don't understand is my wife doesn't have emotions. She got good grades in school. That's all she got. Right? So she explained to me what I have is called resting murder face. I just look at people like this. So, a word to the wise: in these difficult times, work on your resting murder face. It might save you because people will just get out of your way. Very good. I have been Dino, the genetic marvel one. Please follow me everywhere. I might be under your bed tomorrow. Who knows? It's a scary world we live in. Thank you for having me. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Nice, Dino.
Give it up for Dino, everybody. Oh, amazing stuff. I love you, Dino. You're so great. Dino has occasionally appeared on a cooking show I have called It'll Be Fine. And Dino is a recipient of a spatula. He's in the 5-Timers Club on It'll Be Fine, everyone. So there you go. Yeah,
he also runs his own cooking show called Hammered and Cheese.
He does, and I've been on Hammered and Cheese. That's Atlas. Everyone is
all shenanigans all the time.
We in a bit we're going to go to the donation board, but thank you for folks who are donating. I just want to give a shout out. More money is coming in, so thank you. I want to give as much as we can to our friends. Our next guest is a friend I made during the pandemic. One thing I'm very grateful for, the amount of comics and friends I've made working online, some of whom I've gotten to meet in person. Our next guest is one of them. They're incredibly funny. We're off to Chicago. Please give it up for Katie.
Yeah, I'm super happy to be here. We have met in person. I'm really close to like sending blackmail to you and Desiree so you can come to Chicago. Like I'm like if they go to New York or LA one more time, I swear to God. But actually, Dino, like I related way like really hard to your set. I also intimidate people. Actually, one of the jokes I was going to do is about that, so we'll start there. So yeah, I've lived in Chicago for 8 years, and I've never been mugged. Never been mugged in a notoriously muggy city. Yeah. Not humidity, but the muggy, notoriously, like, it happens all the time. And I think this is for a couple of reasons. Like, one, I am visibly poor most of the time. Like, just like they're like, they don't have anything. Let's leave that one alone. But the other reason is, like, Dino, I do not look easily overpowered.
Right?
I look a little bit like if Fuck Around and Find Out was a person. Yeah. Like I had a lady the other day not ride an elevator with me. She walked up at least 5 flights of stairs, so she didn't have to be on an elevator with me. I scare people. I have no idea why. I don't get it. I
feel your pain. I feel your pain. I really do. I do.
I do know that I have resting not okay face. Like just a disharmony going on. Like I'm a little worried that if a mugger did come upon me, they'd be like, actually, do you need $1? Are you okay? We got some of those like electric toothbrushes. We just boosted them. Do you need one? Like, we got you. We'll take care of you. But no, what's really interesting though is all those things I just said is that I, there's something I'm still missing in my life, and that thing that I'm missing is that I need a felony to go with my very large neck tattoo. Yeah. Right. What's weird is I've committed plenty. I just never been caught. I don't know why. Like, I have no idea why I've never been caught. That joke works a lot better in Zoom, by the way. Thank you. In person, people are like, I don't know what you mean. I don't know why you've never been caught. I can't not talk about this. I live in the U.S. I can't not talk about this. Can we talk about how the government played keep away with the American people today? Yeah. Football. We have your football and we will surrender it. Like, what the hell? I woke up this morning, TikTok didn't exist. I went to my job for 7 hours and then I sat and I made food and then I sat down and TikTok was back. And I was like, what is happening? I went, my friends clients who depend on the revenue from TikTok went through mourning today. Like, it is fucking horrible. Like it was it was like somebody in like a toxic relationship, like figuring out what's going to make the other person the most upset. Like, what the fuck? Sorry. Like, I just needed to talk about that because, like, what the hell? What a crazy day. Like, let's get back to things though. Like, I'm non-binary, if you couldn't tell by my shaved head, right? Like, I don't identify with they them pronouns, you know. Did you guys know, actually, us non-binary folks, we get issued one of 3 haircuts?
Yeah.
And I'm actually pretty sure the shaved head, not one of them. I'm out of parameters. I'm going to be getting blown up in the group chat. Like, it's going to be all day. And that's funny because everybody believes we have a group chat. Which we do. That's actually true. We absolutely do. That's actually accurate. You know, being part of the queer community and being, you know, part of this group of people, it's one of the things that's really interesting is that people are always assuming that we have time to write letters. like, boy, that's what I'm up to, writing lots of emails. Like, that's what I'm getting up to all the time. And so, like, every time something happens, people are like, oh, they must be doing it. And a few years ago, like during lockdown, when lockdown started in 2020, there was actually like a major event where this kind of thing happened. And what it was is there was a toy that decided to drop its gender and pronoun. And people got big mad. People got super angry, and I didn't know that potatoes had genders. So I was very surprised. And if you haven't figured it out, I'm talking about Potato Head, formerly Mr. Potato Head. And the more I thought about it, though, I was like, what is Potato Head? Potato Head is a toy that has a trap, like a door in its ass, where you can take out extra parts and you can change them at will. That's all we want. That's really all we want. Like, that's all we've ever really asked for. And so I really do think, like, Potato Head should be on our flag. Like, I think Potato Head, you know, represents us all.
Yes.
Those of you who know me that know that that's a very old joke, and I'm really excited to be telling it again. So I saw Kelly and Monica's face get really excited. So one of the things I have to deal with is I have multiple sclerosis, which is super fun to say when you have brain damage. So we like to shorten it to MS. And MS is an autoimmune disease, which means my body attacks itself, which just really means I'm self-deprecating by factory setting. You know, came out of the box this way. I can't really help it. But there is this symptom with MS. That's really difficult to describe. And it's like kind of like if giants were real and they could squeeze your rib cage, kind of like that. That sounds terrible, right? That sounds like the worst time. You know what they call this symptom? They call it an MS hug.
Ew. That sounds
Like,
toxic.
oh.
Right. Can you imagine if they were like, you know, reductive with other diseases? Like, guy goes to the doctor, he's like, my dick hurts, and he's like, it's all right, you just got a little chlamydia hug, bud, it's all right. Be okay. I've been Katie Zane, thank you so much.
Nice.
Katie bringing back the gem that is the Potato Head joke. So good to hear. I totally forgot about that happening, and it did. And for those of us of a certain age, everybody, speaking of bringing things back, 2025, 25 years since the Y2K scare, everybody.
Wow.
How dare you?
Can you
Katie?
believe it?
How dare you?
I know.
How dare you?
Excuse
say
me.
such a thing?
I have never. I don't know if anyone here was like this as 1999 was closing out. I was like carving things into rocks. I just didn't know where to save anything. It was like panic stricken. And I remember being at a party, and we were all afraid the power was going to bust. And after 12 o'clock, I was the one who went, the lights are still on. Like, it was such a downer, guys. It was like, so I'm not on TikTok, but I imagine it was sort of that, like, what? Everything's fine, and you panic, and then it's fine, and oh, geez. What can we say about the year that has been the month of January so far? Let's keep it going. Our next guest, I have gotten to meet in person a number of times in New York City. Katie just alluded to that. Just such a fan of hers. Please give it up for Valerie.
Yeah. Oh, I was actually in New York yesterday too. I am a comedian. Yeah, I am a comedian based out of Washington, D.C. And so. Based on what's happening there tomorrow, I'm currently in a hostel in New Orleans.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Oh, you think I was going to stick around for that? No, I did my fair share of protest art 8 years ago. None of us set up anything this time. We're tired. By the way, Kelly did bring up Dry January, and I am also doing Dry January, not by choice. By the way, if you want to get forced into Dry January, I recommend bronchitis.
Oh.
So if you see me muting myself during your set, it's because Katie Zane, you're making me laugh so hard that I'm coughing like I'm a miner from the 19th century. I love you, Katie. I am in my 40s now. I just turned 41 in November. You're welcome. And I like telling people that because I know that this is my face, and I don't necessarily scream 41 to people that aren't also my age. And also because I know that nothing y'all are going to say are going to be as mean as the backhanded compliments I get from my in-person friends. Case in point, had lunch with an old roommate who was very surprised at my age and said, "Oh my God, Val, you're turning 41. You look amazing for a white girl that drinks as much as you do."
Valid.
Thank you. I think. Also, I haven't lived with you for 5 years, Kai. How do you know how much I have been drinking? I did not think you were privy anymore to my bad decision making. The answer is they still talk to my girlfriend. Okay. I do appreciate all the resting faces that have existed tonight. We've got resting murder face, resting are you okay face. I also do not have resting bitch face. I have what is called resting bartender face. Which is to say, I have been stopped on the street by someone who then said, "Can I ask you for some advice?"
Oh, no.
So, I gave him a gin and tonic and then some advice.
Like you do.
Like you do. Indeed. It's South by Southwest. It was a weird place. Being in my 40s has also meant annoying health problems for me. It took 14 months for me to figure out that I for sure don't have breast cancer. That's a long time to be on the hook. So 4 different mammograms I had to have before I got the all clear. Because there's the first one, which is the screening, and they didn't like that, so they sent me upstairs where they could just turn my right breast into, I guess, a more gourmet titty panini. Just in different directions. After the third mammogram, I got a piece of paper with a bunch of options as to what my breast tissue looked like, and the one that was checked off said probably benign.
Oh.
Well, I'm definitely scared. Probably benign? I'm sorry. Is this clinic run by DraftKings? Because I know I went up there and covered the spread. Well, now I'm about to go into like some Monica Hamburg territory, maybe. I don't know. Wherein I say, I now have the utmost respect for the technicians that give the mammograms, because most mammograms don't occur for women until they turn 40 years old. And you know that there are women who step in to that office and find out for the first time that they have a pain kink. Because let's be real, most people have very vanilla sex. And so, yeah, while their tits are being turned into a Cubano, I was annoyed, but some people, you know, are having the orgasm of their life. And then having to apologize. So I respect those technicians, because you know they've seen it before and are like, ugh, Tuesday. Time to clean up on aisle 4 again. I'm a queer person. I basically use a bunch of terminology interchangeably, mostly just based on who's talking to me, that I would prefer to be leaving me alone. Yeah, I mean, like if it's a guy who I want to leave me alone, I just say I'm a lesbian. That's obvious. But if I want a lesbian to be leaving me alone, I tell them that I'm bi. Because nothing will make a lesbian quicker go, girl, bye. I'll leave you with this. This is my most like LA centric joke, which is that I am a girl that like wears and carries crystals pretty regularly. Yeah, the queer witch energy is strong with me. So I love LA a lot. What I don't love is like the need to make fun of us crystal carrying folks. Specifically, I'm thinking of a rather famous comedian who has a Netflix special, and he felt the need to spend 5 whole minutes making fun of women who carry crystals. I'm like, oh, okay, man. So I'm guessing you just have health insurance? I'm a bartender. So my health insurance is crystals and vodka. And And I will be going out afterwards to try and meet my deductible. It's working! It's working! Because I look good for a white girl that drinks as much as I do. Yeah. I'm Valerie Pascal. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah.
Give it up for Valerie. Valerie, who I think might be Latvian if you're doing crystals and vodka. I think you might also be one of us, friends. Also, Valerie, I'm in a hostel in New Orleans. Sounds like a song. That totally sounds it totally sounds like a song. Alrighty, our next guest tonight, I got to meet in person truly just by turning around at the right time while I was in LA, in Koreatown, outside of Dow Comedy Studio. I went, Atlas? It was Atlas. So everyone, please give it up for the other host of Generation Dan, Atlas.
Hey, what's up? I just wanted to dedicate this performance to Alley High, where I went to high school. And I knew at least 3 kids who were like, someday I'm going to come back and burn this place to the ground.
Right?
In Caro, I guess. It was very surreal to hear about that. That like your old high school just poof, gone. Some friends I know who lost their homes and all that stuff. It's really a huge bummer, but like it really pisses me off hearing people talking shit about LA because I'm from LA and not like, oh, I moved here when I was 22. I'm from here. If I fail, I move back in with my parents, which is like 2 miles that way. During when it got really bad, where you had the Eaton, Palisades, Hearst, and Sunset fires all going at once, I live in the valley. I was just stuck in the center, like, where do I go if I have to evacuate? I don't know if anyone's ever played Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, but it felt like, okay, last day, the moon's about to crash into the earth. I don't know what I'm going to do exactly. So there's my go back. That's super fun. It's especially surreal. Like, I'm glad that we're raising funds for my old high school. I'm a teacher now with LAUSD. So, yeah. But to those who don't know, Palisades High had a lot of things filmed at it, from like the Carrie from the 70s to the music video for the Hollaback Girl to Project X, that movie about the crazy party. That was being filmed when I was a senior. I remember what was going on at that time, where they were like, okay, everybody, we're not paying you for being extras. Just go about your day. Don't ruin the production of Project X. There's a bunch of shots of a cutting room floor somewhere of me in the background, just like. Like, oh, I can photobomb a Hollywood production. Sounds good. Sounds like a fun time. It's really strange having this happen now, because just a couple weeks before, I was across the world. This year for winter break, my wife and I went to Japan for our honeymoon, which was really fun. I really enjoyed going to Japan. Japan is great. For you Americans, if you want to experience what Japan is like, go to an apartment where the ceiling is slightly too short. That's Japan. I was 6 feet. It's a very compact country, right? It's got skyscrapers, miles and miles of rail track and trains. All of these things are made for people who are 5'7". I was at least a head taller than everyone else. I was walking around looking at people like, is there anybody here who's taller than me? One guy, and he was Australian. That doesn't count. You're like, hey, there's another dude. Oh, I may. On today. It's easy to make a Godzilla comparison. Oh, he's better than everyone else. Godzilla. No. Godzilla, forward. over buildings and would pick up subway trains. I was just a little too big for everything. I was just big and dumb and in the way. And my wife, who's 5'1", she's like, "Wee, this is great." And I'm like, I'm too wide for convenience store aisles. I'm Our hotel room was like a cruise ship cabin. By day 4, I was like, I would love to lie on something where my feet don't fall over the side. I got in the shower for the first time and put it on like the highest like setting for the angle of the shower head, right in the chest. So I sat down under the stream of the shower and atoned for my sins for the fact that 5'7". One of my favorite things about Japan is the toilets, which is not a sentence you hear very often. Every single toilet, from the swankiest restaurant to the crappiest train station bathroom, has a bidet. It has a seat warmer. It's got oscillating streams of water. It's got white noise. And you hear about this a lot, like, oh, Japan's got a lot of these fancy toilets. They're everywhere, right? Like, the quality of bathrooms in the U.S. varies wildly from, like, the thing where the wall and the door don't meet all the way. So someone's like, oh, that guy's taking a shit. Cool. That to like a Hilton where it's super like fancy and closed in. It's always the doors meet all the way. They always have the white noise. I was starting to get jealous after a while where I was like, I need to find one bathroom where this isn't the case. And I couldn't find it. All the bathrooms were like this, except my last night there, I got off the train near my hotel and there was poop smeared on the wall. And I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God. It's like when that straight A student gets a C- on something and you're like, yes, you're human. Awesome. This is great. Tokyo has a lot of vending machines, a lot of cafes. I feel like the national motto of Japan should just be, you look like you need a snack. You hungry? Like, I went to a national shrine for Emperor Meiji, the guy who was responsible for modernizing the country in face of European imperialist aggression. Deep in this forest in a park, there's a cafe right fucking there. Awesome. I was at the Mobile. You guys were great. Have a good night, everybody. Check out Generation Dan. It's a fun podcast. Kelly's been on it before.
Awesome. Give it up for Alice, everybody.
Yeah.
We are just getting started in this comedy cavalcade, but we're going to go to the boards with Annie.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let me find the right buttons. All right, you guys. Here we go. We are doing it. When you guys donate tonight, it is Dolly Parton's birthday, so I am going to flash a picture of Dolly Parton each time you donate. You guys, give it up for Abigail H. Brown. She's a regular over on Twitch. She loves frogs, so Abigail, here's Dolly Parton with Kermit the Frog. Thank you so much.
Totally fair.
Guys. We also saw her. Don't forget to check her out. Her IG. That's right. Give it up for Valerie. We're going old school. This is the Dolly I grew up loving. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Also, you guys, is a show ever complete without Andre and Lorna dropping some money on there? Andre and Lorna, thank you so much for donating to the cause. I found one that's recent, and her boobies look fabulous. Oh my God.
Fabulous.
I'm gonna snuggle my face between them. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. Dolly, you're
baby.
Dolly. Also, you guys, give it up for Deborah. Deborah, let's go. Dolly with her guitar. Is there anything more Dolly than with her guitar? Deborah, thank you so much. We're filling up. I'm gonna make these a little bit smaller if you guys donate more. But let's see how many more Dolly pictures we can get up on this board. I can make them all fit, you guys. We're doing
Let's
this.
do it.
And it's really easy, you guys. It's really easy. If you want to donate, I will show you how here in 3, 2, 1. I didn't find it yet. Here we go. Right. Come on. There it is. You guys.
Hey.
Support the LA Mission California Fire Foundation and Palisades High just by sending it over to paypal.me/ZemnikisKA. And for all of you watching on Twitch, if you do want to donate and you're like, I don't have PayPal, you can send it to Twitch just like Abigail did, and we'll make sure that it gets over to the foundation. Not a problem, you guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And you guys, while I have your attention, don't forget, after the show, we have another show. That's right. Casey McNeil is going to be right here, right after this show, with another awesome KO comedy special, you guys. But right now, we are focusing on the LA fires and supporting our friends. So you guys, give it up for your amazing host tonight. She put this whole thing together. You guys, it's Kelly Zemnikis.
Fun fact, my dog is named Dolly Parton. So there you go. There you go. She's just as tiny and just as brassy. I love it. All right. We're going to keep it going tonight with every online show. Those of you who have been doing the online comedy thing for a while now, if you're new to it, there is always a comedian in a car at an online show. And we're giving you what the people ask for. Please give it up for the fantastically funny JD.
Hello. I was hiding the car this time with the background. Gosh. I was trying to be professional. Ratting me out. Now Jinda knows the truth. Gonna start throwing penises at me. You know how I feel about penis. So listen, I have autism. You don't have to cheer for that. That's not. Listen, everybody's been getting rid of their DEI departments. It's no longer a requirement. You don't have to cheer just because I say I'm autistic. It's okay. It does make dating awkward. Okay. Like, I don't know how to date well. Right? Like, dating is already such an awkward affair. Like, let's talk about it. You're sitting there, like, listen, eating is so awkward. Okay. I like to be around people that don't judge me because I just want to get the mac and cheese and the chicken tendies. But then, like, you're on a date and you're like, I will have the greenest thing on the menu, please. Or, you know, maybe you're like, you know, like, feeling it. So you're like, I'll have some cheese. I'm over 30 and lactose intolerant. No, we will not have the cheese. But you want to save face, so you're like, yeah, cheese. Oh, fudge. Then you have to excuse yourself. You're like, I'm just going to go powder my nose and like pee. And then it's so awkward because 45 minutes later, how do you explain that? And then if they look really close, they notice I don't wear makeup because I'm allergic to everything. That leaves just peeing. Who pees for 45 minutes? Now I'm stuck with a situation. Do I blame the cheese? Do I go honest? Never. We're at dinner. So I lied. I was on TikTok. Thank God it only went down for 12 hours and is now ran by the state so that I can still use it as a reason for why I'm taking 45 minutes. Listen, I'm not saying I approve of state-ran media at all, okay? Do the research. It's new. The CEO doesn't show his CEO anymore, and its location, like where it's pinging off from, is the same as Meta's. We won't get into that. It's okay. Did we really trust the social media anyways? I'm autistic. I don't trust anything. Look, I disappeared for a second. I can't technology at all. Check that out. I've been feeling a little icky the past 24 hours, and not just because we're about to inaugurate President Orange, but also. And I'll explain it like this. It feels prickly on my arms, so I'm either about to go into a case of mania or I've got spiritual pubes. It's just very itchy, okay? It's just a very itchy situation for me right now. But yeah, no, the thing that also makes dating awkward is I'm also demisexual and queer and sober. Queer people don't do sober things.
Oh, yes, we do.
The four of us that are sober, okay? The four of us that are sober. And the rest of the community either has bronchitis and you don't want to hang out with them anyway. No offense, Val. Or they're drinking. But the four of us have a very lovely time. But, queer hangouts, queer dating when you're sober is fucking weird.
Yeah.
And then you have to explain, on top of that, I also don't like to fuck unless I'm in love and have been with someone, for a minimum of 3 to 5 months. And then they just stare at you awkwardly, would you like the cheese? Might as well. Please. It's not like we're going to need anything down there for a while. I'm like, maybe I should just get honest before we go to dinner and explain the cheese. And then when they see me ordering it, they just know. Listen, I'm autistic I'm demisexual. I'm fat. I'm awkward as fuck. Do you understand? If I ever manage to make a relationship work, that's super hard mode. I want to come back as a golden retriever next time. I want to be owned by 2 gay men that love each other and are in a serious committed relationship. And they give me lots of pets and snacks, and they own a pool with shade. In an area that won't go up in flames. I just want to be comfy. No more hard mode, okay? Fuck this. I'm 3 years sober. Thank you.
Wait.
Thank you. From men. I'm also 3 years sober from alcohol.
Yeah.
To the date it matches. I'm not saying that men were the problem. I'm just saying it is interesting. You remove men and suddenly the problem sees itself out. I'll go ahead and just end by saying this. Listen. By the way, I don't think I get enough credit for being sober. Okay. And also, whatever the fuck, the little fucky thing that the government just did with the TikTok. Bitch, I've healed my abandonment issues. Come at me, bro. Let's go. Take my shit all the way to Blue Sky. Discord? Fuck it. I'll go pigeons on you. Kiss my ass. Thank you. I'm JD.
Oh, I love it. Dolly Parton has entered the room. My dog, not actual Dolly Parton. She's right up there. We are going to zoom back up to Canada. I'm gonna have some company here in the Zoom once again from my home province of Quebec. One of my dearest friends, super funny. Give it up for Monica.
Thank you. Well, Valerie already alluded to my being a pervert, so this to what I'm doing. So I watch a lot of porn. The technical measurement is a fuck ton. I think I official fuck ton of porn, and it's the reason I created a comedy show about porn, and also to make my very conservative Eastern European family proud. I want birds of one stone there. So I, when I was younger, I worked as a projectionist in a porn theater.
Whoa.
Hold right on.
I didn't have to go to school for that. I went to school for acting. For that either. But it is everything, doesn't it? And when I was younger, I used to use this amazing tool to masturbate that I don't have anymore. Imagination.
Yep.
I was watching too much porn because I was watching a porn film and I recognized the porn actor by his hand.
Oh.
The connoisseur.
I do not remember anything. I can't remember how many days are in each month, like every single time I could sing that rhyme. 30 days, September, April, June, and November. All the rest had 31. Guy in porn comes on the floor. February then has 1 day more. Yeah.
Jesus.
I once got angry at something called Private Pussy Inspector. I got angry because the guy had bad surveillance techniques. I was upset at the Private Pussy Inspector's lack of professional standards. This is a me problem. Okay. Well, yeah, clearly I have a lot of issues in general, but also with free porn sites. I have much. And is how people title porn clips. Like there was one video titled "Best Romantic Blowjob." No one's searching for that. That is a direction I have gotten never. No one has. Oh, that blowjob feels really good. But could you make it more sentimental? Can you talk to on my dick, but more like The Notebook? Another title was "Fuck Me From Behind, Mr. Boyfriend." Okay. Yes, Carl Boyfriend of the royal lineage of boyfriends. I don't know. Fucking, I would just like to be on a first name basis. But I mean, at least this guy was okay with putting a label on the relationship, because screaming, "Fuck me, Mr. Situationship," that was awkward. I think one of my favorite things is that people comment on porn, because there's no demand for post nut input. Not at all. Much entitled. This one was, "She's a hardworking porn star, but she doesn't deserve my dick." Like it's a promotion. Haven't seen enough improvement for you to get on Tim 85's cock. But you have potential. Maybe next year. So many times people comment asking for the name of the porn star, even if it's in the title, they'll still ask. And one guy commented, all in caps, "I want her name today." So I guess this guy invented a time machine, so he can go back and rub one out the way he intended. The weather was tropical, but my orgasm. Stop. We have one called "Hot Blonde is Fucked Beyond Her Expectations." I don't know her. I don't know how low expectations have gotten. Maybe she lives in LA, Maybe she's a grader. Maybe she's fucking comedians, Low standards got. No idea. And some people have very high expectations, like this guy who commented, "I'll fuck the shit out of a zombie as long as it's got big tits and some good tight pussy." It's like, zombies. Zombies can really reach that bar. zombies to have thigh gaps. Lash extensions. And yes, there is zombie porn, and I don't want any of us to corpse shame. There's also alien porn, and that's where I found this comment. Them aliens thick as fuck. And then there's a reply to that, and it goes, hey, text me. My cell phone number is this a reply from an alien? Undercover?
Oh my God.
You were supposed to keep your identity secret, Galexicon, but I said, give me a fuck. Aliens, you can't trust them. Then there's this comment. What is the name of the alien from minute 214? This guy wants to bang the alien that had a cameo. Character alien. He wants the walk-on alien. We're getting close to the end of this horror. There's a clip that's called Faceless Ghost Lesbian Foreplay. Okay. And there's one who commented, I really like the faceless girl. Can you imagine if you're the other porn actress, you know, the one with the face? Just like, funny. Wow, and the physical standards for women. Now it's no face, you know? Like, I guess we set them on this way. That's great. There was another clip titled Girl Fucking Big Monster Dick, and it wasn't euphemism because there was a primate monster in it. And the monster is wearing a condom. At what point, when you decide to fuck a monster, are you concerned about safe sex? So if the monster suggested the condom, be so stunned, you know? You're worried about to be so discriminating, but you know, here they are. Finally, there's this title, Happy Orgasm. And it feels like that's a wish for us all, you know? It's soon going to be a big day over. So, hey, happy orgasm. Thank you so very much. I must.
Monica. Oh, Monica, happy orgasm to you. I tip my imaginary hat. There we go. I love that. Hey, monsters practicing safe sex. Get on, you monsters. Get on, you monsters. All right. Our next guest, I co-host a podcast with her and two other people. It is called Order Up. It's one of about 97 podcasts called Order Up. But our logo is orange, and there's other names on it. Mary, Kelly, Carrie, and Matt. Give it up for Mary, everybody.
Hey. Hello, live from the Van Nuys cul-de-sac in California. So I'm here. Thank you, Kelly. I adore you. Thank you for putting this together. I am going to do some material about the fires, you guys. And if you feel like it's too soon, I'm sorry. So I live in a cul-de-sac in Van Nuys, California. Kelly has stayed here at my beautiful Kennedy compound on the West Coast. And so when we first moved in there, it is a cul-de-sac, and we do live right next door to the Blythe Street gang. So I said to my husband, I go, are we safe? What about drive-by shootings? And he said, if they come to our house, they will have to get out of the cul-de-sac by doing a 3-point turn. So thank you, Alice, just trying to figure it out. It's fine. So when I was getting all these alerts, you guys, because I live in Van Nuys, which is next to Sherman Oaks, which is next to the Palisades fire that came over the hill. And so I was getting all these alerts, and like a good neurotic Catholic, I decided that I was going to save our family from the fires. And so I turned into basically Dr. Quinn, a firewoman, and I was outside brushing the brush, and I was outside watering our house. And my husband, who doesn't speak or look me in the eye, it's kind of like being married to Helen Keller, just decided to stay on the couch with a blanket over him. And there were points when I didn't know if it was just the blanket on the couch or my husband was actually underneath. So I'm just letting you know that my son and I went and we cleaned everything and made it okay. And we are standing safe. And I want to thank you all
God.
for being here. Yes, we are here. We are safe. The truth is that our house probably was totally fine all the time. But for people who know me, I'm a little bit dramatic. But I'm here and I'm alive. Back in Massachusetts, where I'm from, we don't have seasons like fire season or Santa Ana season or award season. So I wasn't sure how to react to this. In Boston, listen, my accent was affecting my sex life, you guys. My Boston accent was affecting my sex life. I'd have a night of heavy lovemaking, and I turn to the guy next to me and I go, "That's a wicked big pissy you got down there." Go Pats. Go Pats. So if you guys are wondering, I am a Kennedy. I am actually a Kennedy. I am third cousins twice removed from the Kennedy family. All of the tragedy, none of the money. Because one of our own is back in the spotlight politically, I am actually doing a lot of material that does include my Kennedy lineage. And I want to clear something up for everybody that's on this Zoom show. I want to let you know that alcoholics do not run in my family. They drive. Let it sit there for just a minute. And here's the thing. So, we basically disowned Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I'm letting you know. We disowned him. And there were people, because I was on season 7 of Shameless, which I'll get into after this. So I am a bit of a celebrity. And so people would send me IMs going, "Mary, I'm voting for your cousin." And I go, "Please don't. We're not. We don't look at him in the eye. He's the cousin we wanted to have a lobotomy. He's the cousin that we begged for him to ride shotgun with Uncle Ted." So that's, you guys are very aware of where I stand. So here in Hollywood, I'm a character actress, which means I'm a size 16 to 18. And I'm called in a lot for Melissa McCarthy lost weight, Melissa McCarthy gained weight, or do you look anything like Melissa McCarthy? So those are my 3 categories. And thanks. And so they cast me in Shameless as an out-of-work prostitute who worked for food named New Fiona. Thank you, New Fiona. And, I was on it for 8 episodes. I made the Shameless Hall of Shame, and I actually had two nude scenes. It's okay. We're not eating. It's okay. 2 nude scenes, and I'm on skindaddy.com, skindaddy.com. When you click, I get cash. Anyway, and my IMDb, description is much like my Skin Daddy description. Milky white Irish girl where her left breast is bigger than her right. Exactly. And so, but my husband, who's half Italian, when I booked this job, wasn't sure if he wanted the world to see all of me. And then I showed him my contract and he said, "Go do God's work." So I have a great affinity for Canadians. I love doing the podcast Order Up. I adore it. I've been to Canada several times because of it. And the Canadians will give me a care package when I come off the plane. And they'll actually pick me up in Los Angeles, I send you an Uber and I hope you make it to my house. So I have to say Canadians are nicer. I do. I have to tell you that you're nicer. I'm a stand-up comic because growing up, my mother had a band. And I was her roomie. My mother had a wedding band. She did. She had a wedding band, an 80s wedding band. I was their manager. And it consisted of 50-year-old divorcees singing hot stuff in locomotion called the Mood Swings. And now they're in their 60s. They're called the Hot Flashes. And so when my parents got divorced, my mom moved us into my grandmother's house, who was a devout Catholic. And I shared a room with my Irish Catholic grandmother until I was 18 years old. Oh. And one side of the room was a shrine to Jesus, and the other side of the room was a shrine to Duran Duran, because Nana Ann was hungry like a wolf. And Nana Ann also thought that I could get pregnant, and I'll wrap it up, by sitting on a toilet seat. So after our nightly prayers, my grandma would teach me the squats so I wouldn't sit on a toilet seat. Keep your thighs strong. But I didn't keep my thighs strong, and I did sit on a toilet seat, and my son will be 21 next week.
Hey! Mary! Oh, give it up for Mary, everybody.
Thank you.
Please go check out the Order Up podcast. It is a ton of fun to do. Mary was mentioning Duran Duran there. I just had to go over on my desk. Is a photo of John Taylor from Duran Duran.
Yeah. Oh, excellent.
I've never met John Taylor. I would like to. I have not yet.
Yes.
A friend gave this to me when I worked on, yes, it was a show, Canadian Idol, everybody. Yay. And if you're a fan of the singer Carly Rae Jepsen, she was on Canadian Idol. So you're welcome, everyone.
Oh.
There we go. All right. Fun Canadian fact, everybody. All right. We're going to move it along. We've got a few more guests left. We're going to go to the board in a few moments after our next guest. But we're off to New York City. Please give it up for Joshua.
You let the hairy thing in. You're in trouble. It's the hairy thing part of the show. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what is that thing? Did Teddy Roosevelt, Super Mario, and the dude on the Pringles can have a love child? Weirdest hookup ever. This. And this is just proof that God has a sick sense of humor. And might be on drugs. Because he's sitting there, takes a look at the platypus and goes, made one weird creature. See if I can outdo myself. And he looks at me and is like, ooh, I made a mistake. I screwed up. Ooh. Which explains my horrible sex life. Because God's looking at that and going, I can't let that reproduce. Because God's like, that thing has kids. They won't buy into my stuff. They'll all go worship Elon Musk. And speaking of dating, I was on the train not too long ago in New York, and I saw an ad for Tinder, and it said Tinder, it starts with a swipe. Yeah, it may start with a swipe. It ends with a restraining order. And no matter what app you're on, no matter what they're telling you, whether what they're selling you, they really all sort of should just say the same thing. It's Saturday night. You have no standards. Let's do this. Or it's Saturday night. You sure you want to do this? Or it's Saturday night. You've worn out the battery on the toy again, haven't you? And speaking of dating, you ever notice people don't even know how to write profiles anymore? It's all copy and paste. It's the same thing no matter what it is. They'll say the same thing. I'm easygoing. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an evangelist for Bitcoin. It's just code. It's just code words. We're going to decode it now.
Yeah.
I'm easygoing. I like a glass of red with my Coke. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a Coke dealer in a basement in Brooklyn. I'm an evangelist for Bitcoin. I'm just helping people scam and grift people out of their life savings.
Aww.
And speaking of just like, whenever I hear Elon Musk talk about going to Mars, I'm like, not with you, buddy. Nah. Given the way your cars are built, the way the way your rockets fail, we're not getting to Mars with you, dude. Astronauts will either die on the way to the launch pad, or they'll blow up trying to get off the planet. And if you still don't believe me, when I saw the recent rocket failure, I said to myself, this is why you don't let children play with fireworks. I'm a big guy and I catch a lot of heat for it. I get fat shamed in weird ways. I can't go in the ocean anymore because every time I do, I get jumped by wildlife. I mean, the last time I went swimming in Miami, I got jumped by a couple of manatees. I guess between the blubber and the facial hair, they figured I was either a long-lost relative or the next hot date. I will say being tossed around like a beach ball by a couple of hairy sea critters, it's better than anything you're going to find online. And I hate job interviews because it's all the same thing. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I don't know if I'm going to get through the next 5 minutes. But if you must know, OnlyFans and the best feet videos on the internet. And I'm Jewish and my best friend's Muslim. People wonder how it works. I'm like, easy. We're both loud and erotic. We both use as a verb. Both smoke way too much pot for our own good. So everyone's like, what's the difference? Like, easy. One guy's got a thing for Jewish women. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with him. And speaking of Jewish, I'm more just Jewish, which means I'm circumcised, but I eat a lot of pork. Most people are allergic to dust and pet dander. I'm allergic to bar mitzvahs. So bad with them, I screwed up mine. Instead of reading from the ancient holy book, puked all over the thing. I wasn't out to embarrass myself. My aim was off. I was trying to hit my family and the rabbi all at once. Note to the world, multitasking works, but not when it comes to projectile vomit. And I'm bisexual, which just means I get rejected by straight women and gay men everywhere equally. And, you catch a lot of shit because your straight friends are like, aren't you just gay and you don't really want to deal with it? And my gay friends are like, oh, just come all the way out, bitch. Quit sitting on the fence. I'm like, listen, you worry about whatever fence I'm sitting on. I'll go sit on something else. My dildo collection. My brother and I don't really get along because I'm a comic and he wanted to join the military and our folks wouldn't let him. I said, dude, you couldn't stand up to two Jewish parents from New York. You weren't getting through basic, let alone SEAL school. All right. I mean, they would have captured you. They would have taken the hood off somewhere. There would have been a deli spread, probably in the back of a deli. and they just would have roasted you by eating all of it in front of you. You would have been. It would have been a watershed moment for American Special Forces operations. You would have been the only guy to break because of a pastrami sandwich you couldn't eat. A few of you got that. Good. Good. You're my friends tonight. Speaking of like just conspiracy theory crazy, one of my buddies went down the QAnon crazy hole. And he's constantly talking about the vaccine, that it's a chip in your butt. It's the mark of the beast. Don't do it. I'm like, dude, aren't you getting the Book of Revelation mixed up with a South Beach Coke party? And I gotta be honest, dude, you're doing anal wrong. You're doing anal so wrong. I'd tell you to talk to your wife about it, but given how nuts you are, you're probably getting it from the Uber Eats guy. And, never plan a trip with a friend, because he wanted to go to Japan, but he wanted to live out like his tentacle porn fantasies. So I said, just skip the trip to Japan. Go to the fish market, get some squid. It'll be the same thing. It'll be the same thing. And with that, I'm out. Thank you, everybody.
Give it up for Joshua, everybody. Oh man, we're gonna go to the board after our next comic. Annie is adding in all the names of those of you who donated via the Eventbrite link. So thank you so much, those of you who did that. Those of you who are watching on Twitch, thank you so much for tuning in. Definitely give all of us comics a follow. We need it, again, for our algorithms. I'm almost 50, everyone. My algorithms need a boost. My algorithms need a boost. All right. I have 3 years, but that's okay. I'll milk it. All right. Our next guest, I am so glad she's here. I've not seen her in a minute. Please give it up for Dawn.
Hey, everybody. Hello. So I got to tell you, I am participating in Dry January too. That's because I'm 51 and perimenopause exists. That's awesome. So I do live in Ottawa, and we've been talking about the weather sometimes. And Ottawa is a place where the cold actually hurts my face, except I'm protected. I'm protected because of my perimenopause beard. Yay, Mother Nature! Mary mentioned living in a cul-de-sac. I live in a cul-de-sac too. That's because I am married. Yeah, live in the suburbs. And I'm married because I don't know how to date well. That's right. That's right. So January, it's the new year, right? And I don't know about you guys, but I think that January is a triggering month for me. Mm-hmm. Some people say Happy New Year, right? You all say that, right? I just say, what fresh hell is this? Then I say Happy New Year. Tradition. I have to say, though, I am so sorry. I'm sorry because I'm Canadian. And also because most of my knowledge about LA comes from watching The Bold and the Beautiful. Yeah, not Grand Theft Auto, Bold and the Beautiful. It's my guilty pleasure. So I was born in the Caribbean. I'm Canadian by way of the Caribbean, the island of Dominica, and so a lot of my friends, they like to vacation where it's nice and warm. Not me. If I'm going on vacation, I want to go somewhere exotic, like Winnipeg. Yeah, it's like Utah of the North. I want to know what I'm not missing. That's it. So, my parents immigrated to Canada like a million years ago. Yeah, they did. And when they got here, they did all the Canadian things. We went to hockey games. We ate poutine. Do you guys know what poutine is? Yeah, it's yummy. Yeah. If you join, you can have some. It's great. But they, and we also did, fun things like keeping our family traditions. Like going to the Caribbean to die. My parents hate that joke. They hate it. They prefer when I call it retirement. So I mentioned that I'm 51 and I'm thinking of retirement a lot more. So I went and did the most retirement the most 51-year-old thing ever. I decided to buy myself like the biggest, most expensive purse I could find. It's big enough for all of my essentials. My knitting needles, my hard candies, and WD-40.
Hey!
Yeah, I just call that shit lube.
Yes.
Yeah. My kid doesn't think that I'm old. He just thinks I'm a mom that's out of touch, a mom of a certain age. Unfortunately for me, that age is Jurassic. I'm so old that I remember a time before Rihanna sold makeup. Yeah. I'd go into a drugstore. I would look for my shade. I wouldn't find it. So I'd come out wearing whiteface.
Oh.
Yeah. Then that took a turn. People would start calling me Karen. My credit score just kept going up and up and up. And I would start leaving 1-star Yelp reviews everywhere. But the big thing in Canada is people would tell me not to run for prime minister. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you need blackface for that. Yeah, a little taste of Canadian politics. No, but I mentioned I am 51, and I'm learning that words mean different things than I'm used to. So I went to this event and I said hello, and this other person said, "I would write your name on my dick." And I was just like, that's how people say hello now? But if he did, he'd be disappointed because my name only has 4 letters in it. D-A-W-N. So if he looked down and wasn't hard, he might only see 2 letters, maybe like the A and the W. He'd either be really sad or desperately want a mama burger or something. So, I am married. I have a bit of a confession. I actually married the very first Black man that I dated. It's true. It's true. See, the others, I just fucked. That's it. Hobbies. It gets cold up here. I need to keep warm. The pandemic, it taught us a lot about our relationship. Like we discovered that a lot of friends were learning to bake sourdough bread, but I taught myself how to make pot brownies. So,
Nice.
Yeah. So basically learning how to bake shit to keep my doughy self from staying sour. So that's my time. I've been Dawn Zanklin. You've been great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo!
Yeah. Give it up for Dawn, everybody. Coming to us from our nation's capital, Canada, Ottawa. It's not Toronto. A lot of people, mostly in Toronto, think it's Toronto, but it's Ottawa. It goes to Don. It goes to Don. Let's head to the boards, Annie. What names and Dolly images will we see?
Let's do it. Oh my God, you guys, thank you so much for donating. We're going to get to about half of you that have donated, and then I'll get to you the other half after our final three guests. But yes, you guys, thank you for being so amazing. You guys, give it up for Mike Eckert. Mike Eckert, we see Mike on the couch every single day here in KO Comedy. So we found Dolly on a couch. That's right, it's Dolly on a couch. Gonna
spotlight yourself,
Patch
Annie.
Eckham's.
Annie,
What's that? Oh, spotlight myself. Yes. That's a whole thing. Check out the couch, everybody. Just like Mike. Dolly and Mike have things in common. Let's go. Also, you guys, we're gonna start speeding through this. You guys give it up for Alicia. Let's see, what picture did I choose for that? Hey, it's a beautiful picture of Dolly. I mean, is there such thing as a non-beautiful picture?
Yeah.
You guys also give it up for Ben. Ben, thank you so much. Dolly looking nice and comfy right here. Oh, yeah. We also got Siobhan. Give it up for Siobhan. We go in black and white now, kids. Come on.
Yes.
Classy. Speaking of classy, here's some old school black and white Dolly. Let's go. Sarah, thank you so much. At every decade. Oh my God. And you guys, I'm going to tell you all about the rest of let's see, there it is, Cam. We'll get to the rest of the donations. We still have several to go. I'm going to go ahead and get some more pictures downloaded. In the meantime, you guys, enjoy this amazing comedy show. Also, for those of you coming for KO Sunday, it will be going down right after this show. We're going to jump right from this show to that show. So we'll get there shortly. But you guys, give it up for your amazing host. And don't forget to give her a follow at the Latvian Booty. You guys, it's Kelly Zemnikas. Let's go.
Everyone, yay!
Wrong one.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Do give me a follow online, not like in person. That's really weird. Okay. So, dad jokes. It's dad jokes, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Our next guest. This is one of my favorite random run-ins in LA stories. I was in an elevator in a hotel wearing a mask. The person walks in wearing a mask. And I went, "Are you Kathy Guest?" It was right. It was Kathy, everyone. I'm a genius. So smart. Our next guest, I met her online and then got to meet her in the airport and still noticed her with a mask on, not the airport, in the hotel elevator. Give it up for Kathy, everybody.
I remember that. Oh my gosh, it's so great to be here, everybody. I live in the Bay Area. I was in tech for many years. And, you know, the San Francisco Bay Area gets a very bad rap. It does, because everyone's like, oh my God, it's dangerous there. You know, San Francisco, Oakland, there's a lot of robberies, car smash and grabs, car break-ins, whatever. And a friend recently asked me, have you been mugged? And I was like, yes, in Palo Alto, near Stanford, where rich people live, by a white guy in a bro vest. And I'm like, I should be robbing you. I live in San Jose. And not even the rich part of San Jose, like the Cleveland of the Bay Area. It's beautiful, but it's not Palo Alto, is what I'm saying. Oh my God. You know it's getting bad here when, like, the rich guys are committing street crimes because their Bitcoin portfolio just like is dead. It's bad. It's bad. I mean, there's a lot going on, everybody, and I know we have some things going on in our country, but, you know, I refuse to let politics get me down. I'm not going to let it take my joy. That is my family's job. It's true. No, and I got that big ass family energy. I do. I come from a big family. I am the middle of 5 kids, Irish, German, Catholic family. My husband is the baby of 9 in a Latino Catholic family. Together we have 2 kids named Birth and Control. Yeah. But it's weird. You know, I got a big family. I got a very mixed religious and political family. And we all visit during the holidays. Like I said, I grew up Catholic. Half of my family, the other side, cousins, it's a mix of Jews and Lutherans, or as I collectively refer to them as, Juthrans. What do they believe? We don't know. Nobody cares. We're just pretty much in it for the presents, except for my sister-in-law, who's Buddhist, who my very Catholic mother referred to once as conversion bait. Now, how Catholic is my mom? Super Catholic. But don't get me wrong, like, she believes that every religion is important and equally valid because, in her words, there are many paths to accepting Jesus Christ. Yes. Well, my aunt, she took the path of Cabernet, and my uncle took the path of cocaine. So we all get to Jesus eventually. We do. Thank you. My kids are half Latino, and it's only weird when people make it weird. Like the other day, somebody asked me. They actually asked us, "Well, how brown are they?" And I was like, "Come again?" I was like, "Yeah, that's odd." I said, "Well, I don't know. I'll know in about 2 years when my oldest applies to college. We'll find out how brown he is. They'll let us know. They will let us know." But here's an easier way to tell. Your grandparents, just ask the grandparents on both sides of the family, because you know pretty quickly. You find out. You do. My 16-year-old, they're 14 and 16. My 16-year-old's very obsessed with business. He wants to make a lot of money. Yeah, he wants to make a lot of money. So he's been asking a lot of questions lately. He's like, how much do you make? Dad, how much do you make? Like, how much is the house worth? Like, I think he's trying to kill me. And he had a big ass head at birth. So I think he's coming back to finish the job. It's like he's plotting. It's true. It's happening. As I say, I was in tech up here. I was a woman in tech for 20 years. Thank you. Yeah. I got the t-shirt. I didn't get the equal pay, but I got the t-shirt. Tech is still very, very male-dominated space. The last company that I worked full-time for had this fun little tradition where all the groups got names. You know, the IT guys, they were the IT bros. The accountants, they were the dough bros. They came up with a name for the women in my division. Kathy and Brenda. I have a lot of jokes about being a woman in tech. They've all been explained back to me. My kids are like, there's no way you know anything. Like, you literally don't know anything. You could not have been in tech for 20 years. And then I'm like, you know, there is something important about tech that I know that you don't. And that's the password to the internet controls. Yeah. So suck it. That's right. It's very humbling when you spent 2 decades in an industry and like you've aged out of even giving free tech support to your older relatives. And I found this out the hard way over the holidays. Like, I have older aunts and uncles that normally I would give them free tech support. And I offered and they were like, nah, we good. They're like, are your kids around? I was like, really? They're like, yeah. No, back up. Are the kids around? It's very humbling. It's incredibly humbling. Working out is harder. Here's the thing I learned recently. It's another humbling factor about getting older. For women in their 40s on up, like, you have to work out so hard to stay in shape. And I realized recently that there's 3 levels of fitness for someone like me. There's fit, there's unfit, and holy shit, nothing fits. That's what it is. Here's the thing about aging. You know, my eyesight, you know, is changing. It's a reality. But But then I realized, oh my God, like my changing eyesight is literally the kindest thing that can happen as we get older. It's nature's kindness, right? Nature's like, listen, honey, your body's going to go to straight shit. But your eyes are going to go first. You're welcome. Yes. You guys are fun. Thank you so much. I'm Kathy Guest.
Yay! Give it up for Kathy. Definitely give Kathy a follow. Give everyone tonight a follow on the socials. We have 2 guests left. Our next guest will be hosting the next show, so you can just get more Casey in mere moments, everyone. Give it up for Casey.
Oh, yeah. I shouldn't even be doing this set. We're almost overlapping my show, but I'm gonna. I tell you something. The TikTok thing, I learned something on TikTok. I learned I'm fucking old in like 50 different ways. And first they banned it, then they unbanned, then they banned it, then they're gonna unban, then they ban it, then they ban it, then they unban, then they ban. I'm like, fucking finally. I know everybody's gonna hate me, but I'm like, Jesus, one less algorithm to worry about. Yeah. As a comic, Jesus, it used to be making it in comedy was Mary will tell you, making it in comedy was getting on a TV show, getting this. I have been in 20 movies, 3 fucking TV shows. It doesn't mean jack. It doesn't mean jack shit until you can say Hawk Tua and have 2 million fucking subscribers. You got nothing. And listen, you guys, a lot of you know that I have an algorithm. I didn't even know the word 10 years ago. Algorithm was something that fucking geeky guys, talked about in trigonometry class. You guys know I have OCD, all right? A lot of you know this. And I listen to a box fan video at night when I sleep. It's just a box fan. It's a YouTube video of a box fan that plays for 9 hours. 15 million views. 15 million views. There's 2 million subscribers. How are we supposed to compete with that? It's like, hey, did you see Casey's comedy special? Yeah, I got 100,000 views. Well, he's no box fan. Long way to go for that joke, but I'm leaving it in. And I guess I'm fucking old is the thing. I know I look like I'm here to sell your reverse mortgage or talk about your Medicare Part C, but I promise to try and be relevant. I don't know what it is. I had a weird thing happen to me on the subway. I don't know if you've had this happen to you. I'm on the subway today. It's maybe you've had this happen. A weird guy gets on the train, right? You know he's not right in the head first, so you're on alert. Next thing you know, he sits down right next to you, and then he wants to talk and talk and talk to you about his weird problems through your whole ride. Well, I'm that guy. I'm not stopping, so saddle up. Why won't you listen to me? Is it this face? I'm originally from Michigan. I'm from the hickey redneck part of Michigan called Michigan, and this is the big issue. Yeah, I can't. Everywhere I go, I bring all the worldly sophistication of a department manager at Walmart. Oh, some of you didn't recognize me? How about now? Let me tell you something. Any Walmart in America, bring your A game. You're going to be answering some questions at Sporting Goods. No, I'm crazy. You guys know I'm crazy. I'm fucking crazy. They don't call it crazy more though. They call me neurodivergent. I'm neurodivergent. I feel so special. That's what they called it when I was a kid. Special, or bless his heart. What they called it back then. Yeah, I don't know what neurodivergent means. All I know is that they charge you an extra $50 an hour to talk about it in therapy. I have the ADHD. Okay. Oh yeah. Anybody else like being late? Okay. Woo!
Yes.
Yep. What were we talking about? Yeah. No, I have the ADHD. Nice name, by the way, attention deficit disorder. You know, they rebranded that when it became popularly diagnosed. When I was a kid, it wasn't called attention deficit disorder. It was called minimal brain dysfunction.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's how they built character in children in the 60s. No, I can't blame my parents. Like, they didn't have any help for hillbilly parents like mine. Hillbilly parents in Michigan in the 60s. I'm lucky I came out alive. No, now all you have to do to raise kids is read the directions. They got directions, the PSAs, and instructions for everything. They have warning labels on cigarettes not to smoke when you're pregnant. Of course, I asked my mother if she smoked when she was pregnant with me. She said, only when I was drinking. Yeah, so I have the attention deficit disorder. That's no big deal. Misplaced my keys and all that sort of thing. But I also have obsessive compulsive disorder. Obsessive compulsive disorder. Oh, Mary, you know what that is?
Yeah.
Kelly, you know what it is?
Yep.
Kathy, you know what it is? Desiree, you know what it is?
Yes.
Don, you know what it is? Andre, you know what it is? You all get the idea of what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm crazy. No.
Nice.
But see, the problem is I have obsessive compulsive disorder and attention deficit disorder combined. Do you know how confusing it is to be perfectionistic and a quitter? And we see OCD people, we see the world entirely differently. Like, optimists look at the glass and think half full, right? Pessimists look at the glass and think half empty, right? I look at the glass and think, I bet somebody drank out of that. The same way at all. I try to get help for this stuff. The library had one of these things you can spend 30 minutes with a therapy dog. I thought that would be pretty good. He didn't understand a fucking thing I was talking about. He just kept giving me that surprise look and trying to comfort me the whole time. I'm like, listen, Skippy. Don't patronize me. I came to do the real work here. I had to get a real therapist. He said I have something called social anxiety disorder. I call it people are weird and stupid. But I told him I like to answer my phone. Do you guys answer your phone when people call? Why are you fucking calling me? Are you kidding me? Like, text me. The only people that call you, they want to borrow money or ask you to help them move or something. Yeah, no, I don't answer my phone. He said you need to learn to be more open and honest with people. So I didn't want to disappoint my therapist. So I changed my voicemail greeting, you guys. So now when you call me up, it says, "Hi, this is Casey. I'm here right now, but a moment ago I saw your caller ID." Guys, that's all for me. Goodbye. I'll see you later.
Awesome. Give it up for Casey.
Yeah, Casey.
As I alluded to, Casey will be hosting the next show. So to get more Casey, as you would on Sundays, just stick around, everybody. We have one final guest for tonight, headlining our Sunday fundraiser. Then we're going to go to the board. I'm going to give you the total. I'm so proud and happy. Thank you, everybody, for doing the show, for joining in and donating. We are going to close it off with a comic who has a fantastic comedy album called Everybody Panic. You can download it anywhere. NPR really loved it. So if NPR loves it, yeah, you know it's good because NPR is great. And our next comic is great. We're closing it off with Desiree. Yay!
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me on this very long comedy telethon. It's nice. I am Canadian, as a lot of you know. I am Canadian. I'm also disabled. You just can't see the wheelchair because of Zoom. I just didn't want anybody thinking I was doing like very specific, edgy material society. As an able-bodied white woman, I have noticed society treats the disabled different, and I have a lot of opinions. As some of you might know from our past comics, Justin Trudeau, aka Prince Eric, is resigning as the Prime Minister of Canada, which means in a few mere weeks I will be falling off my political high horse as a Canadian. Because the man that is most likely coming in after Justin Trudeau is not quite as bad as Trump, but very, very similar to Trump. There's like Trump vibes going on. To put it in terms everyone can understand is if world leaders were drinks. Yep, I'm using the measurements of liquid, but not like ounces or milliliters. But if world leaders were drinks, Pierre Poilievre would be Diet Coke, and Trump would be Coke. both the soda and the drug. Yeah. If you did not know Trump was on the booger sugar, where have you been? It is quite obvious. Anyways, there has been a lot of talk from Trump. There's been a lot of talk from Trump specifically about Canada becoming the 51st state of the United States of America. And I think DC was in line first, but no, it's your country. I guess do what you want. Actually, no, don't do what you want. Leave us alone. Truthfully, I like Americans. Like individually, you all are very great. I really like you. I've only met 9 of you that I do not care for. One of them was Trump. I do not care for him. But stay on your side, America. Stay on your side is what I say. Stay on your side. I mean, you guys seem cool. You can come over. But also half of you are Canadian, so you're already here. But stay on your side, America. Stay on your side. Recently, I was talking to an American about Trump's decree that Canada was going to be the 51st state. It was WWE superstar Hulk Hogan. Yes, that's right. He's actually going to be a member of Trump's cabinet.
No.
I did research for this joke to figure out if he was from Florida. He is not, but that is what I found out. He's going to be the minister of ripping your shirt off and screaming brother really loud, because apparently that's what you guys need right now in this moment of peril. Is you need an older man to rip his shirt off and say brother. Yes, and so me and Hulk Hogan were talking, and he said, I hope Trump takes over Canada because we could really use the free health care. That's right. Hulk Hogan's gotten very civic minded in his old age. And listen, Hulk Hogan and other Americans, if Trump takes over Canada, nobody's getting free health care. No one. Best we can hope for is like some free lumber and maple syrup. Also some fresh water because we do have a lot of it, but no one will be getting free healthcare. No one. Everyone will be losing if that happens. Yeah, I do miss very much when American politics was funny ha-ha and not funny at-oh. Do you remember that? Do you remember like 1993 when Bill Clinton was in office? Remember that? And like Saturday Night Live was not a dramatic retelling of the news. It was actually funny little sketches. Remember that? If there's anybody who's young in here, Saturday Night Live used to be funny. Yeah. But like, do you remember like Will Ferrell in a dress as Janet Reno? Remember that? I miss those days. I know that's very problematic by today's standards, but if you were a Canadian 10-year-old who had yet to realize that gender was a social construct and not an assignment at one's birth, that was the height of comedy. A man in a dress. A man in a dress was the height of comedy. Also, as an aside, do you remember, like, I know as Canadians, we would often be, when Bill Clinton, God bless comedians who can do this drunk and high. I am slightly tired. But remember when Bill Clinton got impeached and everyone was like, this is a dark day for America. It will not get much worse than this. The person kind of went, hold my beer. And then we got this. Yeah, pivoting now. I'll leave you with this, I guess. As a comedian in a wheelchair, one of my favorite things is when people tell me a venue is accessible. It just has 2 steps up or 1 step up. And I say to that, if I told you my swimming pool was safe, it just had one alligator in it, would you swim in it? No, you would not. You would not. And I know there's somebody in this audience thinking, yeah, I would. I would swim in your alligator infested swimming pool, Desiree. I would. And I say, good, go for it, because I need more disabled friends. There's and, quite frankly, both the U.S. and Canada have to become more accessible. Because, baby boomers and such. That is now a TED Talk. Thank you. Have a great night. Please donate. LA is awesome. And California, not just LA. All of California. Thank you.
Give it up for Desiree, everybody.
Yeah.
For Desiree. And I looked it up, and Desiree, in November, Hulk Hogan went on a press run of saying Trump was talking about a role in cabinet. Dog. All right, Annie, let's go to the board. Let's see those names. Then
let's thank Kelly, though. Kelly, let's thank Kelly for organizing this.
Guys, give it up for Kelly Zemnickas. Come on, do it. All right, let's see. Buttons are hard. I've got 3 Zoom rooms open right now. Let me see. I got another show I'm prepping. Okay, here we go. Wait, there we go. We're almost there. We're one click away, you guys. Yes. There it is. We're at the donor board. That's right.
Spotlight yourself, Annie.
Hey, thanks, Kelly. Thank you so much. All right. You guys, let's get into it. Let's give it up for Jennifer. Oh, look at that. All these pictures of Dolly are absolutely gorgeous. I'm not going to explain each and every one of them, but let's get to it. Let's get it up for Heather. Here's Heather. We've also got John. There's some John. Ooh, that's
nice
a beautiful
one.
red. Dolly. Now, Laura, I think it was Laura asked for 9 to 5. So here we go. Here's some 9 to 5.
Nice.
Some 9 to 5 Dolly. Here's some 9 to 5 Dari. We also got Steven. Ooh, wow, we are getting full here. Steven's a rebel without a cause right here. We'll move this.
Oh, wow.
Then we've got Margaret. Margaret, thank you. We've also got Jeff. There we go, Jeffrey. Ooh, Dolly is looking fancy as fuck. We've also got Janet. There we go. We can move it. Oh, pew, pew, pew. Janet, look at this. This is the most beautiful board I have ever seen. And also, you guys give it up for Kelly and Mom. Yeah. You guys, that's all of the donations that we've had. You guys can still donate though. Just because the show's ending doesn't mean you can't help out. It's really easy, guys. You can send your support to paypal.me/Zemnickas KI or Zemnickiska. However you want to read that. We'll be supporting the LA Mission California Fire Foundation and Palisades High. And for all of you guys watching over, that's the wrong one. That's an old show.
That was the New Year's Eve show.
Yeah, that was a great show. You guys, we are about to get into KO Sunday with Casey McNeil. We will be up in just a few minutes. So you guys, thank you so much. And you guys, once again, give it up for your amazing host tonight. She put this whole thing together. You guys, it's Kelly Zemnickas.
I thank you all so much. There are friends in the Zoom here who I haven't seen in quite a while. So thank you all for donating. Everyone, we have raised as of right now, which is 10:13 p.m. on Sunday, January 19th, $650.
Yeah.
So when we divvy that up, each charity, so we're going to be giving it to 3 spots. They're going to be getting $216.67 each. So thank you all so much. Casey, have a great show. We'll see you all soon. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye. See you at the
Later.
Bye,
everyone.
Thank you, Kelly. Thanks for having me.
Bye. Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Kelly.
Night, Kelly. Great show.
up. All right, Zoom can hear us. Hello, Zoom. We are coming back. It's happening.
How about Twitch?
I think I'm switched over. Hey, you're right. Twitch is what I meant. Twitch is what I meant. Oh, you guys, it has been a week. My camera is off. Let's get my camera fixed. There we go. There's things that are happening. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's get switched over here. Hi.
Sounding better.
I am feeling better than I did on Friday. I am still sick, but this has been the best day in the last 2 weeks. So we're going places, people. The sickness is starting to leave. Welcome, you guys. Welcome. Happy words. Happy Sunday. I'm your tech tonight. I'm Annie Dies a Lot. I'm not the funny person here tonight. I'm just your tech, but I'm here to help you guys get this show going and make sure that it goes nice and smoothly. So let me go over a few things that everyone can do at home, to make this show go smooth. Correct, Sarah Green. I am down with the sickness right now. I lost all sense of scent and smell on Tuesday. But not COVID though. Don't have COVID. Hoping to smell again soon. That's right. All right, let's see things. You guys, we just had an awesome show. By the way, if you are just joining us, we just finished up a fundraiser for LA fire victims. Feel free to go back and watch it. It is up on Twitch right now. When the show is over, it'll be up on Twitch. Feel free to check it out. Let's see there.
Okay. I recommend that we donate our proceeds to that for tonight's show.
You're the host. It's up to all right, you guys. We're just gonna keep it going. Everything we get in tonight on KO Sunday. We're gonna okay. Yeah, I won't be able to flash that, but you guys, we've been doing Dolly Parton all night. So when you donate, I will go ahead. I'll add it to our Chaos Sunday board. This is what it's looking like right now. I'll go ahead. I'll put your name on a Dolly Parton picture, and we will send that over to Kelly and everything that we just wrapped up. All right, let's see. Okay, buttons. Yes. The very first thing, if you are joining here in the Zoom room, now's a good time to turn on those mics and cameras, you guys. These shows absolutely go better when the comedians don't feel like they're performing into the void. We like your immediate responses. That being said, we know this is the internet. If you want to stay on the DL, you can. Just use those reaction buttons down below. They're easy, they're simple, and we can still gauge whether or not you're having a good time. You guys, we, KO website. Oh, yes, that's right, because Twitch, I need to acknowledge you guys. Thank you so much. We've got Abigail Hydrangea Brown over there. We've got Jay Noel. We've got Sarah Green doing double duty in both places. Groove Salad. All of you guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. If you guys want to come join the Zoom room, you are always welcome. Here in the Zoom room, you can interact with everybody live. That's right. You can talk to everyone that's here. It's pretty easy. You can go to kocomedy.com, sign up for the email. You will instantly receive a link. Not just for this show, but for all of our shows. We do this all week long, you guys. We do this all week long. And as you know, sometimes we do specials. We just had a special. Sometimes we do Zoom exclusive shows. We have KO After Party every Friday, and it's only in the Zoom. Come join us. It is so much fun. Let's let some more people in. All right, you guys. And if you're here in the Zoom room and you want to check out Twitch, you are super invited to. Twitch.tv/Comedy Hub is where the party goes down. And not only can you see what other people are saying over in the Twitch chat, Digital Dak just showed up and said, hi, what's going on, Digital Dak? Also, twitch.tv/Comedy Hub is the home of the world's worst AI comedian, Laughing Larry. He is there. He is in the chat. He fucking sucks, you guys. He is the worst. If you want to talk to him, all you have to do is leave a comment at Laughing Larry AI. Then say whatever you want to say to him, and I promise you, he will have nothing witty to say back. But he'll say something. He's not coming for your jobs yet, you guys. He is not yet coming for your jobs. And yes, thank you for the reminder. The whole reason that we're doing Dolly Parton tonight when you donate is earlier, we just got done with the fundraiser. We're going to go ahead and take all the proceeds from this show and throw them to the fundraiser. It's Dolly Parton's birthday, and that's why we're using it. So every time we get a donation, I'm going to find a different picture. I so far have found I think I found I've found like over 20 pictures so far. Let's see how many more pictures I can find tonight. Let's do it, you guys. Let's do it. Let's see what's next. Oh, I know. Speaking of donations, you guys, I should tell you how you can do that. It's pretty easy, you guys. We take Venmo at KO-comedy. That's how we take it. We also take PayPal, KOComedyShows@gmail.com. And if you're watching over on Twitch, we take those bits as well. Also, if you already had the link previously, you can use it there. I won't be able to see it, but if you send it here, I'll be able to see these ones. But if you do send it to Kelly directly, just let me know, and I'll honor it on our board. Let's see what else. Oh, also, you guys, I would say tonight we're donating, but if you can't donate, that's fine. This is a free show. This is for us to hang out, have fun, get some new comedy in our lives. But you can support the show very easily. The best way you can do it is by giving everybody a follow. During everyone's sets, I'm going to flash their IG handles both on my screen and down in the chat. Follow them, follow them, follow them. And I think there's only one thing left to do, and that's to tell you guys that enjoy the show. You shouldn't be here if you're not having fun, you guys. This is a comedy show. Let's have some laughs. All right, that is enough of me. Let's get this show going. Are you guys ready for some awesome comedy?
Yeah.
Oh, Kelly's ready. Sherry's Lenny. Can't make words. Sherry is ready. Mike is ready. The top of Jerry's head is ready. Let's make this happen, you guys. Let's make this happen. You guys give it up for your amazing comedian. And don't forget to follow him at Casey's Comedy. You guys, it's Casey McNeil.
Hey, it's me. It's still me. It's always me. Who is here? I got to rearrange my seat for a second. Okay. All right. Where was I? What was I going to talk about? Dolly Parton. Okay, my favorite trivia. I put it in the chat, but my favorite trivia is Dolly Parton came in third in a Dolly Parton lookalike contest of drag queens. Isn't that cool trivia? Yeah, she has a gay bar in her neighborhood, and they were having this Dolly Parton lookalike contest on Drag Day, so she went in and entered the contest. She came in third. I thought that was pretty funny. All right, guys. Don't worry, on the eve of the 20th, I don't believe in political jokes because that's how that fucker got elected. Yeah. I won't be doing that. I keep waiting I keep hoping that this whole Trump era thing is just going to be the Mandela effect. Right? Like I'm going to wake up someday and go, "Hey, you guys remember when Trump was president?" People go, "Bro, it never happened." Right? Like, in case you don't know, the Mandela effect is this phenomenon where like half of the planet believes that Nelson Mandela, they have false memory that Nelson Mandela died in the 90s. And like half of the world believes this. They have this memory that it happened, and also at the same time, they had a memory that Sinbad made a genie movie that was terrible. And everybody remembers the Sinbad genie movie. Never happened. So they call that the Mandela effect. So the theory is that people from the future go back in time to right the wrongs of the past. So I can understand that where Trump is concerned, but you mean to tell me Sinbad made a movie so bad it killed Nelson Mandela? All right, it's a long way to go for that joke, but I'm leaving it in. Okay. Phenomenon today, adult children living with their parents. So many adult children living with their parents today. The helicopter parents, they call them, right, or whatever. Let me tell you, I am 64 years old. I do not let any of my adult age children live with me, okay? No way. Because I live with my parents. Yeah, and that's great. Yeah, my in-laws live with us. They're elderly. My mother-in-law has Alzheimer's. My father-in-law is legally blind, and he has that other thing that the elderly people get, that what's it called? Oh yeah, he's an asshole. No, but he walks around all day. So this is the conversations I hear in my house to the backdrop of Dr. Phil and Judge Judy. All day long, he just walks around going, "Jesus Christ, what the fuck?" And then she said about 4:00 in the afternoon every day, she's like, "I got to go home now." She gets up, "I got to go home now." And she goes, "Hello, Hello. So to the backdrop of Dr. Phil every day, what I hear is, Jesus Christ, I gotta go home now. What the fuck? Hello. my day. I live in a tough neighborhood. Some of you don't know, here in Boston. I live in Somerville. I live about 6 blocks from Whitey Bulger's office. So if I come to your house, you can shoot a few holes in the wall if you want me to kill a hole.
Oh shit!
And we have this phenomenon where we have rats in Boston, okay? And those of you who live in, rural communities and that might not understand this phenomenon, but rats fucking run the city. I swear to God, they do. And every once in a while, one of these little fuckers will get in the house, okay? Now, the other day, I come downstairs and I see this rat in the kitchen, right? I go, Jesus Christ! I hear in the living room. What the fuck? Hello. I see this rat in the kitchen. You know what it was doing? Eating the fucking cat food. That is gangster, man. That fucking rat, and it just looked at me. It didn't run away or anything. It just looked at me and went, "Hey, the cat knows why I'm here." That was like. I had to shoo it to make it run to wherever it was going so I could see it run and try and get in there and fill the hole. And then you got to put this shit in the hole. You spray this stuff into the hole that fills it up. It's like an insulation. They eat through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. So I go to the Home Depot, right, to get a rat trap. I walk into the Home Depot in Somerville, my city, and I said, "Hey, what do you got for rats? You got any rat traps?" And the lady goes, "Oh, eating the cat food, huh?" Are you fucking kidding me? These rats have got a criminal enterprise that's citywide. This phenomenon is so big that the Home Depot is prepared for them to rebel against the cat food. So I told my wife, I was telling my wife about this joke. She says, "You can't do those jokes. You can't do that. You can't do those jokes." I'm like, what do you mean? She can't do a joke about a rat being in our house. I'm like, that's a fucking album side. Are you kidding me? You got to do that stuff, man. I think it's time for me to get a job. But for right now, we're going to get on with the show. You guys ready for a good show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready for a good show? I didn't even do the shit that I wanted to do tonight. Maybe I'll do it my next set at 3 a.m. Yeah. We do have a great show for you. This first comic, she's been at Giggles Comedy Club. She's been at Nick's Comedy Stop, and you might have known her from the New York Underground Comedy Festival with me. Please welcome to the stage, Sherry Linick.
Yay! Thank you. Right. Hi all. Happy Sunday. Casey, there's a connection there. You had said Whitey Bulger, and then you started talking about rats. There's a joke somewhere in there. I recently had to move back in with my parents, and it really sucks because they passed away 20 years ago. And, the rent is cheap. The rent's cheap. There's lots of room in the mausoleum that looks bigger from the outside. It's very cozy, comfy. The rent. I had to do it seriously during quarantine because there's nothing to do, and that includes work. I tried being a phone sex operator during quarantine, but the phone kept dying, and so then I said, okay, let me try being a webcam girl. But then when guys tuned in and saw that I was not a 19-year-old college student named Bambi, the screen went dark. However, this one guy tunes in. He says, "Hey, Sherry." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I'd like to see if I can get your legs to go over your head and behind your ears because I really want to stretch you out because I think you're looking really tight from behind." I said, "Oh, baby, keep talking." And then there's this awkward pause, and he says, "Sherry, this is Lenny, your physical therapist." Yeah. I tried calling, but I guess your phone's dead. It made Monday's appointment a little awkward. Yeah, so I am unemployed because I'm an actor. People are like, "Oh, you're an actor. Did I see you in a chorus line. I'm like, no, you saw me on Broadway, Chelsea, in the unemployment line. And they're like, I know I saw you somewhere. This one guy says to me, goes, do you know who you look like? I said, Bette Midler. He's like, nope. Shaun White? Nope. Carrot Top? Nope. Rocky, Eric Stoltz's character in the movie Mask, with Cher. wake up, Rocky, wake up. Nope. The Wendy's girl, Troll Doll, Strawberry Shortcake, Wilma Flintstone, Ed Sheeran. Nope. The Heat Miser from Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Nope. Finally, I said, I give up. Who do you think I look like? He goes, with that red hair and everything, you look exactly like the orangutan from the Franklin Park Zoo. And in all fairness, I was scratching my underarms at the time, so I could see the resemblance. And then later on, I see him, and he's like, hey, you know who you look like? I was like, the orangutan from the Central Park Zoo. He's like, nope, you look like Jennifer Lopez. I said, oh my God, thank you. I love J-Lo. And he's like, I'm sorry, I meant George Lopez. I like this because it's the same as being on stage. Like, I don't hear anyone laughing. So, so as I was saying, yeah, I am an actor. And I'm sure you are all familiar. We were on strike last year. And the only reason they came to an agreement was because Fran Drescher threatened to come out with a Christmas album. Could you see that? Dreaming of a white Christmas. Duet with Bob Dylan, just like the ones I used to know. I know no one does Bob Dylan anymore. And I'm convinced that Fran Drescher is also the voice of Lois from Family Guy, who in turn is also the voice of Janice from Friends. She's a lot of fun to do. Trying to think of fun stuff that I can lie about. I was dating this guy, very Italian, but dumb as a box of rocks, but really hot. And he calls himself Aldo. And he's like, yeah, my name is Aldo. It's an anagram for all ladies do Aldo. And he's like, yeah, the novel Emily Bront, she wrote it from where I live. Yeah, it's about the town that I grew up in. I said, that's Wuthering Heights. You live in Needham Heights. The Boston thing. It's funny. Trust me, it's funnier in person. I have epilepsy, but I don't mind because my boyfriend's under the impression that he's giving me these great orgasms. When I'm on the West Coast and there's an earthquake, I'm the only one standing still. The only time really it bothers me is when my friends throw their Fitbits on me because they want to get their steps in. Or they throw their drinks on me because they want them shaken, not stirred. It's okay to laugh. I actually opened a restaurant strictly for epileptics, and I call it Little Caesar's Pizza. Where you have to eat it all at once so you don't swallow your tongue. It's done much better than my restaurant I had before. I had one in Brooklyn, New York, and I had one in Brookline, Massachusetts, and it was called Mind Comfort Food. Didn't go over very well. How am I doing on time here? Have I gone over the light?
No, you got 1:20 left.
All right, cool. Let me think about what I can lie about. It really is funnier in my head. I did Ancestry.com, and I found out that that's where I met my last boyfriend. It was cool. We came from similar backgrounds. We knew similar people, good families. I didn't have to introduce him to anyone at the holidays. It was like, Auntie, don't you? Had a baby. Yes, thank you. I had it in the snow. I had it in the restroom of McDonald's when I was waiting in line, and there's this lady, she's just being kind of snooty, just standoffish. So she's huffing and puffing. So I said, I'm going to mess with her. And so I go into the stall. I close the door. I know she's right outside the stall. And I do this.
Shit.
I come out of the stall. I look at her and I said, what? I flushed. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah, Sherry Linnet, give her a hand. Let her know. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah, Sherry and I are actors. I'm an actor also. I've been in 20 movies. You might recognize me from nothing because I'm a union background actor. So, it's my job to blend in. Anybody recognize me? No, that's because I'm pretty good. Okay. But all the actors always aspire to, to great things, and we try to do other things. And, I'm a background actor because I haven't landed anything better yet. And I had this friend, another comic, her name is Kim Clevenger, and she used to have this boyfriend whose claim to fame was he was almost Luke Skywalker. Almost Luke Skywalker. Yeah, it's like it was a bragging point for him. He was almost Luke Skywalker. I'm like, let me tell you something. There's not an ice cube's chance in hell that he doesn't cry himself to sleep 3 times a year because he was almost Luke Skywalker. Right? Man, my career would be over. You find me on a bar stool in New Jersey going, you don't understand. I could have been one of the greats.
I could have been a contender.
So let's keep this show going. You guys ready for more show? Yeah. This next comic comes from the very cold Toronto, Canada. Which is kind of an inside joke with Jerry and I. He's a favorite at the Finger Lakes Comedy Festival. Please put your hands together for Jerry Hodges.
Hey, evening, everyone. It's kind of awkward now. I mean, I'm just wondering how I'm supposed to follow a woman that clearly swallows. I don't know if you can tell. I am the product of a mixed marriage. My mom is a strong, independent, God-fearing Black woman, and my father is dead. I take more after him because, like him, I'm also dead on the inside. My dad was never really great with women because he was married to my mom. He said to me, son, women love being romantically pursued. I said, Dad, the cops call that stalking. Yeah, my dad was a patient man. He was the strong, silent type. I was a bit of a smartass as a kid. I was a good kid. I was so good. My dad only hit me once. He didn't use a belt. He didn't use a fist. My father's weapon of choice was a 1987 Volkswagen Golf. Oh. Yeah, of course, I wasn't a bad kid. Like, you ever listen to parents? If you're a parent, have you ever used your kid's name in full? Like Anthony Johnson Smith, something like that? You've heard that. Okay, so here's my impression of that happening somewhere in Africa. Same scenario. Okay, another one. This is my impression of an African process server. This is an African process server. Stapina! My career's taken off. Last year, I did my first set at a petting zoo. Okay, it was a human zoo. Okay, fine, it was at a sex club, okay? Or what I call it. Yeah, it was a heavy petting zoo. Okay, that was. Liam Payne. Liam Payne spent a good part of his life singing songs about falling in love. But at age 31, his life ended falling in one direction.
Oh, hey.
I bought some flashcards. I'm disappointed. I have yet to see some nipple. I followed a police car for 20 minutes because I wanted them to know how it felt. Someone said to me, there's nothing more dangerous than somebody who has nothing to lose. Of course I know that. They're called crackheads. If a woman is successful in performing transgender surgery on themselves, does that make them a self-made man?
Oh.
I support all human rights, women, gay, trans. I dated a trans person. I march for trans rights. I've signed petitions for trans rights. Are those considered transactions? I'm trying to extend my vocabulary. I have a question. Is it called sawdust or scene dust?
Sawdust.
I think that any place that teaches you about proper grammar is technically a correctional facility. If prison cellmates fall in love, do they finish each other's sentences? Is a dad joke still a dad joke after the miscarriage?
Oh.
I'm 41. I'm 41 years old. I realize the answer is age 35. That's the age where housework technically becomes a blood sport. I was vacuuming. I pulled something in my rib. I did laundry. I took out my pants. I burnt my fingers on a Hot Pocket. I rode a streetcar that identified as a bus. Yeah, it was transit. Yeah. And its name is also Desire. I looked up this fact. In the past 25 years, the majority of persons who graduate college and university are women. Congratulations, women. Yeah. Give yourself a hand, women. Women, give yourself a hand for that. You've now earned the right to choose, to womansplain, and most of all, you've now earned the right to pay for your own damn drinks. Yeah.
Cheap.
I decided to stop celebrating Christmas. A good number of my friends are Jewish. And just like them, I also don't trust anybody that keeps a list. Someone asked me, Jerry, if you had the choice to be with anyone dead or alive, what would you choose? And I said, in a coma. I tried to look up naked pictures of Zelda, but I couldn't find the link. I used to be in a school gang. When I was in high school, we had the gangs. We had the mean girls who would always talk behind your back. We'd have the jocks who hit everybody with lacrosse sticks. We tried to have a nerd gang, but their mothers refused to give them a ride or a drive-by. I listen to a lot of music. I like rock. I like rock. I like rap. I like swing. I like jazz. I listen to jazz. Yeah. Only during sex. And I haven't listened to jazz for a long time. I can't stand boy bands. They're my big high school crush. Love boy bands. I saw Korn. I used to listen to Korn. They sang a Backstreet Boys song on TikTok. It annoyed me because that's the only way you can have it. It's a one-way street. You don't want to hear NSYNC cover Nine Inch Nails. Yeah, you don't want to be hearing harmonizing, girl, 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 I want to fuck you like an animal. my income comes from my boss's rectum. Yeah, it's a prostate check. I am so cheap. I don't wear sandals or Crocs. I don't see myself spending money on half a shoe. Okay. I want to do one more. Okay. No, actually, I did that one. I already did the Africa one. Volkswagen Golf. Okay. You know what? If you can't end on a laugh, just end it. Peace.
All right, Jerry Hodges. Awesome, Jerry. You know, I did a show for goats where they had fainting goats. It was an outdoor show. Yeah, and the fainting goats. And so every time he got a big laugh, they go. Fucking awesome.
That must have been so cute.
Yeah, it was awesome. The goat show. I'd like to do it again this summer. I hope so. So now we're going to turn to Arizona, my old stomping grounds, by the way, Laura. I headlined at the Tempe Improv like 30 years ago. And they used to have a club there called Laughs in North Phoenix. They still have one Laughs in Tucson. So this gal is coming from the very, very hot Goodyear, Arizona. Last time I was in Goodyear, Arizona, it was so hot I saw a dog running down the street. 3 trees were chasing it. So, ladies and gentlemen, you might see here at Stir Crazy Comedy Club. Please put your hands together for Laura Euphoria.
Hey, everybody. My name is Laura, and I learned something recently. I learned about this new trend called butthole sunning. Yeah, so apparently if you expose your taint to the sun for a few minutes a day, it's supposed to mainline vitamin D into your system and cure your depression. Now, I don't know about that, guys. I heard that and I was like, kind of sounds like a ploy for Google Earth to get pictures of all of our buttholes. And I, for one, don't trust spreading my cheeks to Mr. Golden Sun when drones exist. Do you feel me? Mm-hmm. So a little bit about me. I am half adopted. And I get some weird looks when I say that to people. And I think I know what they're thinking. I think they're wondering, damn, which parent didn't love you? Oh, surprise. It was my dad, my birth dad. I think I'm doing comedy right now. But no, my adoptive dad, he is cool. He has dementia. So he sometimes forgets that he has a daughter entirely, which I guess is better than pretending you never had one in the first place. Oh. But the thing about having daddy issues is you kind of become an addict and an attention whore at the same time. And I think nothing embodies both more than vaping in public. So I used to do this. I used to vape a lot. And, honestly, though, my favorite part of the day was those 35 seconds in the morning when I would wake up and forget I was addicted to that shit. But then I'd roll over and it would be stuck under one of my fat rolls. Oh. And I just have to kind of boom. Boom, I'm back to the shackles of a watermelon flavored USB stick. Just this all day. I went to Hawaii recently and I went to this lecture on humpback whales because I was going to go whale watching later in the day. So I learned a lot on that lecture. Actually, I learned that whales are mammals like you and I. You can call me a dumbass. I did not know that. I honestly just thought they were really big fish. But so another thing I learned is that the female humpback whales, they don't have nipples. Ooh. So they have something called a milk slit that runs along their body. And when they're young or hungry, they'll come up to her and they'll headbutt her right in the slit. And that lets her know to put her milk into the ocean. So if that's not strange enough for you guys, the male humpback whales are on some even weirder shit, okay? So they'll angle themselves at 45 degrees in the ocean, just face down, ass up, kind of like their butthole sunning. And they'll sing a song. Now, this song is not a mating call. It's not a song to get bitches, okay? This is a song to let other male humpback whales know where they're at. So I guess it's kind of like Grindr for the ocean. Humpback Mountain, if you will. Speaking of male mammals, I have terrible taste in them. And, you know, this is a true story. I once had an ex look me into the windows of my soul, okay? And he said, damn, you're low-key a little bit ugly. There's no punchline for this, guys. I just wanted to get that shit off my chest. That shit hurted.
Oh, what an asshole.
I know. Yeah, he was. But you know what? I have terrible taste in men, but I have good taste in food. So much so that I have to start a diet now. And so this is what my week looks like. Monday, I'm like, yeah, diet starts Monday. And then I eat a salad. But then Taco Tuesday happens. And then it's Wing Wednesday. And before you know it, it's Thin Crust Thursday. And by Friday, I'm just getting escorted out of your local Chinese buffet for putting too many crab rangoons in my purse. Those tacos always trip me up, though. They always have. Like when I was a kid, my mom used to have to give me my Flintstone vitamin in a warm corn tortilla.
Oh my God.
So, if you haven't figured this out yet, I'm a little bit dumb. So the other day I was at my favorite spot and the bouncer comes out and he cuts off the music. He turns the lights on and he goes, does anyone have a Chrysler 300? Now my drunken dumbass hears, we got a crisis on 300. So my thought process, you guys, is okay, crisis on 100 is bad enough. On 300, I gotta fucking go. So I'm hightailing it out of there. My friends are looking at me crazy. I'm looking at them crazier. I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, girl, you don't even drive a Chrysler 300. I didn't drink for like 2 weeks after that. So, as you can tell, I'm not that smart. I'm also a little defiant. Like, I won't use gloves when I use Clorox wipes, even though I know it could give me cancer. I'm just stubborn like that. But I got scammed by the natural deodorant industry. So I went to Target and I saw this deodorant sitting there that said it smells like gummy bears, and I'm like, I want to smell like gummy bears, so I buy it. And 4 hours later, y'all, I smell like gummy bears fucking on a bed of onions. And needless to say, I went back to aluminum deodorant because I just could not deal with that shit. And actually, my pits are pretty fresh right now. I wish you guys could smell them. Okay, well, this has been great. I will leave you with this. Don't try to impress people in your life that doubt you. You know, they really have no place in your life. What you should try to do is try to impress your therapist. Thanks, guys, so much. Appreciate
you. Put your hands together for Euphoria. Yeah, the vaping thing, man, it's really gotten to be something. For a while, it was like more like people got those those party puffs, you know, the part like they get inhale so much, like, you know, I think that like they like this clouds come out. I think a small animal's going to come out of there.
The animagus.
You were talking about, now that's terrible what that person said to you, but it's nice that you knew where he's, like, you could tell where he stood, right? But I hate the people with the people with ambiguous compliments are terrible. Those people say, "Hey, I see you got a new haircut." Not a compliment. Interesting outfit you have on. Not a compliment. Let's go to the board.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh, another Dolly Parton tribute. You know that her husband has only been to one event with her in 59 years of marriage.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, her husband does not go. He went to one event and he said, don't ever ask me to come to one of those things again. He's never gone with it. 59 years. They have never gone to an event together.
Hey, man, that's okay. Listen, live shows, if you're not into them, suck. My dad was a recording sound engineer growing up. He did his big thing was live shows, live concerts. My mom hated them. Would not come. She would only come to drop things off if he had forgotten something. That was it. And then she would leave immediately.
That's the thing. Her husband not only doesn't go to her concerts, he won't go anywhere with her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he does not go. He will not go out with her to like if she has to go to a social event or sign something or go. He will not go to those things with her ever.
That is too funny. Oh my God.
They've had an agreement for 59 years that she will not ask him to go.
Hey, I get it. That's you don't want a part of it. He don't want a part of it.
You know how their marriage is staying at 59 years? They have a don't ask, don't tell policy.
I mean, I don't think that's necessarily a bad policy, man. I mean, definitely discuss with your significant other what is outside of your limits. But listen, monogamy is not for everybody. It is not.
Yeah, so I've learned.
It's best for your relationships. Oh, yeah. Casey can tell you all about that. So can his ex-wives. Yes, you guys, that's right. We are going to the donor board. That's right. This is what we've done so far for the month, but tonight we are donating. We just finished up a fundraiser for victims of the LA wildfires, and we're going to continue that. Today is Dolly Parton's birthday, so every time we get a donation tonight, a whole different picture of Dolly Parton. You guys, if you have been watching all night, I'm not going to repeat the pictures. We got new pictures. So you guys give it up for Bill dropping $5 on the board. Bill, that's Dolly in a cheerleading costume. Yeah. That's right. Ooh, Dolly is just she's so pretty. I love Dolly. All right. And you guys, William Reynolds dropping $15. Listen, William likes the $15 mark. Why? Because that's usually our bong of the month. I couldn't find Dolly with a bong. I couldn't find Dolly smoking, period. She's just too pure of a soul, you guys. So, William, I put your name on her with Willie Nelson. Yes, Willie Nelson. Big known pot smoker. That's what we're going with. So yeah, you guys, any donations we get tonight, we're just going to send right on over to the previous show. You guys, it's pretty easy. Let me drop. You guys, it's been a long day. Okay, here we go. There it is. It is right. Yes. Support the LA Mission California Fire Foundation and Palisades High. It's there. It's in the chat. I did the thing. Oh, so many things to do. But yes, thank you guys so much for supporting. We're going to keep this show going. Give it up for your amazing host. Don't forget to give him a follow at Casey's Comedy. Also, you guys watching on Twitch, especially the ones that subscribe to this channel, I know you guys have Prime Video at home. Go to Prime Video. Type in Casey McNeil. You know what you will find? Casey McNeil specials. You guys, go look up Casey McNeil on Amazon Prime. You can check out his videos right there. You guys, give it up for the amazing Casey McNeil.
Yeah, this is a great show, and we're going to go to the ever so Yankee Doodle, Connecticut right now for this next comic. He's been at the Comedy Cellar on Treadwell or the Fox Den in Connecticut. Please put your hands together for Danny Bazongas.
Thank you. Dan Bazongas, Portland, Connecticut. Yeah. We got a Portland in Connecticut. It's like not as cool as the other Portlands, man. We don't got lobsters, meth labs, things like that. We just got Bazongas. That's all we got here. Connecticut's a really weird place. It's like the only place you have to travel 40 minutes west of Hampton to get to East Hampton. That's more of a local joke. I thought would do better, but I guess we're yeah. And you guys were talking about ambiguous comments earlier, and that's something I like to call anti-shade. It's like 3/4 of a compliment. Like you say, "Hey, you're doing all right for someone that cuts grass." So instead of like 3/4 of a throwing shade, do it positively, man. Just do it. Fuck. Okay, so 2025, I just celebrated my 18th wedding anniversary. Hey! Yeah, I don't get how someone took my shit for 20 years either, man. Fuck. But it's funny because we've become that couple. You remember National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? The older couple, Bethany and Lewis, those two, we've become those two because there's that one scene where they say, Bethany, would you like to say grace? And then Bethany spaces out and says, Grace died 30 years ago. And Lewis comes in, no, the blessing. Become us because the other day, I was boiling water in the kitchen and she walked in and I pointed to the pot and said, could you turn off the water, please? She spun around, looked at the faucet and said, you're not running any water. I said, no, on the stove. And, the other day I went into my bedroom and, our bedroom, and she said, get your pants off. Woo. And I said, okay, but she didn't finish what she was saying. She said, get your pants off the floor, put them in the hamper. Oh. I tell you what, though, I've never left my pants on the floor again. I'm not falling for that one again. No, she will not get it. I don't have kids. I have cats. And I know those aren't real kids because, my 18-year-old ain't going to move out. Oh, that's the same with human kids. That's right. Okay. It's crazy. I have a cat that can cut grass by yelling at it. She's a lawn meower. Lawn meower. I don't have kids, but I do identify as a father, so I guess I'm transparent. Yeah, I had to throw that in. Yeah, I was hoping Jerry wouldn't say that one. He's doing all the trans things. I'm like, transparent.
I'll give you that.
So it's funny because Casey, you mentioned a rat earlier in your place there, and this is weird because I actually had to call pest control because I had carpenter ants. So I called up pest control. I said, I have carpenter ants. They said, how do you know they're carpenter ants? I said, well, I put my ear to the wall and heard, we've only just begun. You're old if you got that joke, but that's okay. Does anybody go to the porn shops anymore? The adult stores? Anybody? Yeah. All right. Because I have not been in many years because the last time I went, it went really bad. Yeah, it went really horrible. So I went down to the porn shop to buy an anniversary vibrator for my wife because I'm classy like that. So yeah, I go down to the porn shop, I pick out the vibrator and I bring it up to the counter. And the woman behind the counter really messed with my head because she asked, do you want me to test this for you? It was like, somebody went to the same place I did. Oh my God. I was like, no. I mean, I was like Richard Gere. Remember Richard Gere in Officer and a Gentleman? About to kick him out of the Navy. And he jumps up. He's like, no, don't you do it. I got nowhere else to go. When I thought, she was, but what she meant was to put batteries in it to see if it worked. Of course, I thought she meant shove it down her pants and go to town. Oh, yeah, dude, this is fucking great. Holy shit, 5 stars. Totally made me come. Yeah. No married man could ever be in that scenario, ever. Don't talk your way out of that one. I mean, what are you going to do? Come home and your wife's going to be like, so where were you today? And you're going to be like, well, I was at a porn shop watching a woman masturbate with this. Happy anniversary, dear. Why are you mad? She gave it 5 stars. I totally made her come. Jeez. We also we were talking about parents here. How am I on time? I forgot to set my timer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay. So I was talking. We were talking about parents, and I had a cool mom. My mom was really cool. I thought I could tell her everything. Apparently, I thought I could tell her everything. Well, she didn't want to hear the story about me using her van to have sex with my girlfriend. Yeah, most mothers, you don't want to hear that from your son either. But I thought, mom was just cool. I could tell her anything, And then I tried to get really braggadocious about it and say, yeah, I bet that's the only action that van's ever seen, huh, Mom? Yeah. And then she said, well, do you remember that camping trip your father and I took a couple years ago by ourselves? Yeah. And she just gives me this big grin. I'm like, oh my God, Mom, don't finish the story, please. I don't want to hear about you and your dad. Or hear about my dad. Not her dad, my dad. Thank God it was my dad. But then, she jumps up and she says, oh my God, he was so cute. He took his shirt off and he chopped the firewood with the axe. Mom, why? And that's when I got why Curly from the Three Stooges does that shit, right? He must have heard or saw his parents fucking. But I'll close out on this one. I was like, one time I did ask the question if my mom and dad did it before they were married, and she just said, "Good girls don't do that." But she didn't answer the question. Later on, whenever she'd say, "Hey, did you clean your room?" I'd say, "Good boys always do, Mom. Good boys always do." All right, one last one. My brother just got a message saying they shut his water off. I sent him a get well card. Well, thank you for my time. Woo!
All right. Danny Bazonga. Yeah. Oh man. I tell you, we're gonna move down south a little bit farther south than that, in the mid-Atlantic to the New York area. I don't know if you're Brian, if you're Brooklyn. You live in Brooklyn, or you live?
I'm in the Bronx right now.
Oh, the Bronx, the Bronx. Yeah, I have my TV show, the Cambridge Comedy Underground, plays on Bronx Access Channel.
Nice.
On repeats or whatever. Yeah, and you guys, speaking of that, shameless plug, I will be at St. Mark's Comedy Club in New York with Janine Garofalo on January 28th. So come and see me there. Everybody who's in New York.
I might be going to New York, so if I do, I'm going to see you.
Oh, yes, come. Okay, Sherry, we will talk. And the rest of you travel to New York and see me with, see Janine and me. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
this comic we are glad to have here. You might have seen him at Eastville Comedy Club. Please put your hands together for Brian Kelly. Woo!
Sorry, I had to take a moment to think about all my life that's led up to this moment. Just one day I'm going to be on a Zoom comedy show. Oh man, that's going to be a really bad pandemic, and it's 5 years in. It's 5 years into a pandemic here on Zoom. I'm really glad y'all could make it out here. You or your Bitmojis. It's very nice. Very very good, very cool. I make a lot of jokes, and sometimes people think, oh, is this a joke about me? I just want to at the start of this here, just to assure you all, this joke is not about you. Everything you do is correct and good and right. And everybody likes you. Whenever I'm telling my jokes, they're always about other people. You don't need to worry at all. Though the people that make jokes about, though, they're quite fucked. I was born and bred in New York City. Lived here my whole life. I was an 8-year-old boy when 9/11 happened. And I can remember the towers falling and turning back to my classmates and going only in New York, and it's true. It could only happen in New York City. We have the world's best terrorist attacks, or as I said, an 8 years old terrorist attacks. You know, they say, like, you know, in order to love others, you have to love yourself. And to an extent, like, I get that, but I think I should be excused from that. You know, I don't, you know, it's hard to love myself because I'm me, you know, all the jokes that me could tell me, I already know, you know. I don't have to take myself out for dinner. I'll eat takeout in the dark, you know. I've been to third base with myself multiple times, and I've eaten my own ass. I gaslight myself every day, and I'm a monster for it. You know, typically, like in a bad relationship, you have, like, you know, the option to, like, break up or divorce, and barring any Freaky Friday shit, that's not really an option here, you know. So, like, don't tell me to love myself. I put up with myself, you know, for better or worse. I put up with myself. I'm kind of a late bloomer in life. I don't know if you've noticed, but I got braces, you know, at 32, which is kind of nice. I had shaved my head at one point, so I was just completely bald with braces. You know, I'm just thinking, man, people are pointing to me and going, that third grader has had it rough. You know, he's had a pretty rough life ahead of him. You know, I've been through braces. You know, food gets caught in them. There's, like, lots of upkeep, and I'm just thinking, you know, how do teenagers do this without killing themselves? I just don't understand how they put up with this shit. You know. I don't know. I have, like, a lot of, you know, late stage, like, you know, bloomer points in life. I was 29 before I went to my first strip club, you know, and I really had to ask myself, you know, like, is this something I want to do? Is this right for me? And, you know, then I thought, like, if the group of people I'm going with are going there, like, I'm not any better than they are, you know, you know, carpe diem, go to a strip club, you know. I will do any group activity. I have no independent thought whatsoever. You know, I go in there and, like, you know, I'm immediately awkward. You know, I'm awkward in front of all you clothed. These people were naked, and it's hard because it's like you're going there and talking to someone, and you're just like, man, you're pretty good at conversation for somebody's tits are out. This is nice. You know? I don't know. You know, it's like if I were talking to someone and my dick was out, I would be terrible at conversation. I would just be bad at talking to people. You know, I see these ladies, you know, they're on the poles, they're shaking their asses, they're dancing their hearts out to tepid silence. You know, they're on the poles, and I'm just like, I'm one of you. I do open mics. I do this exact same thing all the time. You know? It's kind of a weird thing because it's like, you know, what exactly is this business model here? Like, your clothes are already off and you just want more of my money. Like, you have it. You like, take it all, make me bankrupt, you know? If they showed ass at the T-Mobile store, my phone plan would be $1 million. I swear to God. You know, I've been through a lot in my life. You know, when I was 20 years old, I tried to take my own life. I used a belt. And the thing that I always ask people is, have you ever had a suicide belt just kind of turn into a regular belt? Just a belt you use for everyday purposes, non-suicide related, you know? And people be like, you know, well, how about you just go out and find a new belt, you fucking weirdo? And I'm like, well, if I don't have the will to, you know, live, how am I going to find the will to find a new belt? You know? I'm not going to get through that shit, you know? I've, you know, one of my past relationships was an LDR. They lived in the UK. They had BBD. And the minute you involve too many acronyms, you know you're fucked. You just know you're up shit's creek on a fucking bat, you know? I went through a lot of gaslighting in that relationship, a lot of abuse. But it was kind of positive because, you know, it was all done in a British accent, you know? Do you want to be gaslit, love? Do you want to be abused? You know, when you're in a relationship of that magnitude, everything is like high stakes. Like you're taking, you're buying plane tickets, you're getting passports. You're essentially taking a plane to eat some pussy. And if you're bad at eating pussy, that's a long plane ride back. That's a long fucking plane ride back. To think about what you've done, And I just say to myself, hey, they did abuse me, they did gaslight me. Maybe it was actually good at eating pussy, and they were just trying to fool me into thinking I wasn't, Okay, so few. Thanks very much, and tip your virtual waitresses. Thank you.
Hey, Brian, Kellen, Carrie.
Yeah.
Yes. Tip. Because all the tips tonight are going to the fundraiser for LA. Is that one, Annie, let's look at our board again and just remind everybody that they need to donate or feel guilty. And
especially the Jewish one.
Yeah, right. Is the telethon fundraiser on this platform?
The telethon? No, I don't have a telethon.
Thank God. Okay.
Here.
All right.
Jerry Lewis has left the building.
No, this is not really the telethon.
Because I got to do a telethon show now. It's an LA fundraiser, a telethon. That's good, and my time slot's like fucking 2:45 a.m.
Jesus, no, that's not
going to run late, Casey.
But you guys can donate. We are supporting Palisades High and the LA. Oh my God, brain can't remember anymore. Things. You guys, I'm sick. It's been a long time. But it's all going to two really awesome groups that are raising money, to help people get back on their feet after this fire. And tonight our proceeds are going there because today's Dolly Parton's birthday. We are giving shout outs to everyone by slapping their names on Dolly Parton's face. So as you can see, Bill Hans has donated tonight, and so has William Reynolds. Thank you so much. If you guys want to donate, it's pretty easy. Buttons. Yes. Okay, you guys. We do take Venmo at KO-comedy. We also take PayPal, KOComedyShows@gmail.com. And if you're watching over on Twitch, we take those bits as well. And you guys, I forgot to mention, you're always welcome to promo your shows. In fact, next week, I'm not performing. I'm not a comedian, but I will be there. I will be there for those of you that have been here since KO's beginning. There's going to be an in-person memorial show at Tommy T's in Pleasanton, 7:30 p.m. next Monday, the 27th. I'll be there. Sammy Obeid is performing. So if you guys aren't in New York and can't go to Casey's show, if you're in the Bay Area, other coast, come hang out with us. We're going to be giving shout outs to Kabir all night. And let's see, we didn't hear from so Laura, do you have any new shows going down soon?
I do not actually.
You should make something up.
Follow me on Instagram so I can get some shows.
That's right.
I have corporates. I have a bunch of corporates.
And let's see, Jerry, do you have anything coming up?
Yeah, I'm actually producing a show at SoCap in Toronto, SoCap Theater on Danforth Avenue on the 13th of February. It's a show called You'll Do. It's on Valentine's Day Eve. As I said, I'll be hosting, emceeing the show. You can get them tickets if you're a Canadian, if you're in the Toronto area. Eventbrite.ca is the website. Also myself, later on in May, I'm going to be at the Great Canadian Comedy Festival, also located in Toronto. That will be in the first weekend of May. So, and my website is jerryhodgescomedy.com. It's Jerry with a G, by the way. So, Jerry.
Right. Check him out, you guys. Jerry with a G. Let's see. I think I've got, that's not it. That's it, you guys. Here's Jerry's, Jerry with a G right there, you guys. Jerry with a G. Definitely check him out. Also, jerryhodgescomedy.com. Let's see. Does anybody else have any shows they wanted to promo?
Yeah.
Danny does. You guys, let's find out what Danny's doing. What you doing, Danny?
February 1st, Wallingford, the Fox Den Inn. I'm doing a show with Denzel Washington. Yes, not the Denzel Washington. That's just the comedian's name. And trust me, he gets that a lot. But it's in the side room of a tattoo parlor. So come on, hear some jokes and get tatted up if that's your thing. And then shortly after that, I do believe it's 18th of February, or no, 18th of March. I'm sorry. We're having a comedy competition at the Cellar on Treadwell in Hamden. So come on down and vote for me.
Very nice. Sherry, do you have anything you want to promo?
I have nothing to promote right now. They're all like boring things, but nothing, no big shows.
No worries.
And but I will be appearing in the audience because in Casey's show, in case you guys don't know about it, he's going to be with Janine Garofalo on the 28th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, funny you should mention that, Janine Garofalo on the 28th, because I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there.
I can be seen in the audience, and I'm going to be going to Fort Lee, New Jersey, where I can't be seen cat sitting for friends who are going away. Wait, they're cats. So you can find me on TikTok now.
There you go, guys. And TikTok is up. As long as you haven't erased it, as long as you didn't take it off of your phone, you still be able to use it right now. And Brian, did you have anything you wanted to promo?
Other than my social media handles, nothing really on the docket right now.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go, guys.
Everybody follow on Instagram. We all need followers. It's all about followers.
Please.
And you guys give it up for your host. Don't forget to give him a follow at Casey's Comedy. It's Casey McNeil.
That's it, man. We had a fucking tight show considering we started late. We started the show late because we were bumping up against the fundraiser, but we had a really tight show, and all of you guys came. I'm so glad that you came. Thanks, Court. Nice to see you. Kevin, Kelly Bear, nice to see you. Glad you came out. Jinda, Robert A. William Reynolds, we love you. Is Abigail? Abigail was over on Twitch earlier. I'm glad to see her. And Lorna,
Abigail just threw down some more bits. $5.
Nice.
Abigail, thank you so much for that.
Jason Semper, Nikki, and iPhone. I love you, iPhone. We'll see you guys next week. We're here every Sunday night, and these are fabulous shows, I must say. So we'll look forward to seeing you guys again next Sunday. Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for having me, Casey.
Hey, thanks for coming, you guys. It was great.